Tony.
Music got me feeling like I'm at the club, Massalorian.
Does it get you pumped up? Gets me a little pumped up sometimes. It does.
I like it.
Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing tonight? We got 114 right now in the view chat. Let's say hey to some folks. All right, let's start at the top. See if you can try and stay with me here.
I'm going to do my best.
You're very good at doing this, seeing where I left off. Savvy, good evening. Angelina, Prometheus, Sound Alerts, John's Touchpad, Maggie, good evening. Frank, Angelina, I got Nick, good evening. William, Home Daily, Mr. Vato Loco, Petrofire, Shin Kyoku, Lob 838, Grizzly with Mustard. Go ahead, T.
Glizzy.
There you go. Glizzy with Mustard. You know where I am?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, they keep on coming in. Mike, Tony S, Katie May, Fadi Nasser, Stonewall Jackson, Mel 68, Headstock Hiram, Vile Kyle, Aaron. Is that built? Man, I need to put my contacts on for these.
Do you?
PD Harris, GFAM, T Fields. I saw Karen in there. Did you call out Karen?
I didn't. Thank you.
And Terry, Davinda Vasha. Or is Davinda going to make a appearance tonight? Did you see that going on last time we were live?
No, who came on?
Apparently this dude was hitting on Karen in the chat.
Oh, shocker. In this chat, shocker. It's filled with flirts and ladies of the night. No, I'm just kidding. I love all my ladies here. We have the best ladies in the community, I think.
Maggie, what's going on? I was going to tell you the other day I was drinking my water, Maggie.
For your diet?
Just in general. Maggie's always reminding me, she's my little angel on my shoulder, to drink water.
I need one of those in my house.
There he is. I see him in the chat. Davinda Varsher. Do you see him?
Frank says stock chat. I thought this was a dating site. We make some love connections here. Few. Let's see. Where'd you leave off here? Hammer. Good evening. Code for Life. I see Tommy Ton, Tony S, James McInerney, Fadi, Katie May, Headstock Harem, Mickey Butt, Vile Kyle, Aaron, GFM, PD Harris, Shimmer, Squeeze March, Petrofy. Wow. Byron Kennedy. We're getting down here. US Tahoe 1. Rishi Videra, Bob Gogan, Shannon T, your wife's boyfriend, Steve. Holy smokes. 244. Okay. We're almost there. Let me see. Wasilia AK. Where's Wasilia AK? Arkansas? AK is Arkansas, right?
Alaska.
No. Alaska, that's right. Arkansas is AR?
AR. Yeah.
That's right. Thank you. Kim, we got Omar. Good evening. C105 and Alicia. Nana Ape. Good evening. Black Widow. Man, we got a lot of people. A lot of people in the chat. How's everybody doing tonight? Tammy, how you doing?
How am I doing? Sorry,
yes.
I thought you were talking to someone in the chat. I'm doing good.
No. Good. You look a little bundled up. Is it cold in Texas?
It's cold in the house. I don't know what it is outside. You know, if it's below 70 for me, it's cold.
I would say turn on your gas stove, but you might get brain damage. So don't do that.
The Biden administration already took it away.
That's today.
They came and they just came right in the kitchen, took it, gone. Gas fireplace, they took that too.
That might be how it goes. That's why this one's electric. I knew this shit was coming. I said, I'm not going to lay the lines for that. Forget it. They'll be gone in 6 months. Man, we got 270 in the chat. If you guys remember to hit a like when you come in, we're going to be talking about some interesting things tonight. Me and Tony both reached out to some people in the industry. I'm going to relay my information just a little bit that I have for you guys just to clear up some things. And we're going to talk a couple things. We're going to talk about the dollar. T, what do you want to talk about tonight? You got anything special you want to discuss?
Uh, some odds and ends.
Odds and ends. Okay.
Odds
All
and
right.
ends off of Twitter.
Odds and
And
ends
I'm
off
sure
of
the
Twitter.
folks have questions also. So
Yeah, we'll pull questions. Don't worry about that. You want to start with CPI data? What are your thoughts?
came in at expectations, right?
Yeah.
And the market seemed to be okay with that.
Yeah, it did. Responded well, right? Yeah.
I woke up expecting the worst. Honestly, I thought it was going to be worse than they expected.
I did
So
too.
pleasantly surprised.
I did too. Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, that was good to see. At least it's down a little bit. I still think we're going to stay. I hope we're going to stay on track with the rate increases. I heard someone talking earlier today on a podcast, one of the financial ones, and she was throwing around the idea that possibly I saw that credit right now, the credit card agencies and credit in general is at an all-time high in the history of credit cards, the interest rate. And I saw someone speculating that if everything continues on the path it is, because Powell said when he can see inflation slowing down, that he was going to stop the raise rates, right?
Right.
Someone was saying that could be as early as July of 2023. I think that's a little early. What do you think?
I think that's the best case scenario, but wasn't he saying it could go all the way till 2024?
Oh, yeah. He said when he sees it coming down. Yeah. So, yeah.
Grandpa Barney in the house. What's up, brother?
Grandpa, how you feeling? I just so you know, I can't text right now anyone. So if anyone's tried to text me, I cannot text. My screen is smashed, so haven't been able to texting people back. Grandpa, I hope you're feeling much better, man. Much better.
Grandpa, we appreciate all the work you do up in your state, keeping the power running for folks. Grandpa's a lineman up there in Washington. Thank you, brother. For everybody who can't say thank you because their power is out right now.
Yeah. Massive outage, he's saying. Grandpa's in and out. I'm out. Massive outage must go be a Kinabalu hero again. Love you all. Listen for a while. Thanks, Grandpa. Stay safe out there. And obviously you're feeling better, so that's good, man. Good stuff. Joke Jack, as we talking AMC tonight. I don't know. Do you want to talk AMC tonight, Tony? Or are you done with it? We're not going to stop talking AMC until we sell. I was thinking.
Speaking of which, you got a leading question right there on the screen. A timely AMC topic. Wes Christian.
All right. Why don't you start?
So we talked about this a couple days ago. The letter that was sent by Wes Christian and what was that group? Naked Truth.
Yes.
To AMC, which they received at the end of December. AMC received it, and the idea is Naked Truth wants AMC to hire ShareIntel, and maybe hire Wes Christian too. I don't know. So we've been looking into what are the success stories of ShareIntel, what are the success stories of Wes Christian, and the Naked Truth people reached out to both of us. So we got this little communication chain going. We're going to hopefully have more information for you guys in coming days. Mass, do you want to talk about the ShareIntel people?
Absolutely. So, as Tony said, a couple of people reached out to us after the live stream the other night. And if you guys remember, I pulled up this little screen here that was talking about some of the reported hirings. People who have gone out to ShareIntel and retained their services to help them with the problems they think that they're having, and hopefully to flush out corruption. And as we said the other night, we didn't have any follow-ups, and PHUN was the one ticker I was able to find that had any length of time in between the starting of the investigation till today. GTII, COSM, all those were in the last couple months, but PHUN was from 2019, I believe. So it's been almost 4 years, right? And so I reached out to the company, and I did get some responses back. And I'm just going to tell you guys real quickly what they said, because I was kind of curious. I don't know much about the company. Did a little research about the CEO, and I was coming up empty when trying to find results for this company, because my thing has been, how much is this going to make a difference? The price to me is irrelevant, because this could be a multi-billion-dollar problem. So $50K is a drop in the bucket for their services if they provide fruit. So I had trouble finding any results from that PHUN investigation from 4 years ago. So I reached out to PHUN. Haven't heard back from them, but I did reach out to ShareIntel, and I heard back from one of their people. And let me tell you what they said. So I basically, and I'm going to need to turn lights up a little bit for this, because I think I am also going blind. So give me one sec, T. I'm going to put a comment up, because I'm not going to be able to see this. It's so dark in here. Hold on. All right. I'll make sure I read this correctly. My notes look like chicken scratch right now. Okay. So basically, I want to know what does the company exactly do? And I got to say, they were really prompt in getting back to me. And as you guys can probably know, they're really busy right now with all of the, mentions all over the retail space of their company. And they had a couple interesting things to say as far as what the results are from their investigations. Most or all of them are confidential. So that confidentiality does not expand to retail investors of the companies. They go directly to C-suite and the head of the companies. So we aren't privy to the results. That's why I couldn't find anything. There are no results. But they have helped certain companies. They've been able to help certain companies tremendously, and some companies they haven't. There are some companies out there that have retained their services, and like someone said, they can't get out of their own way, and there's nothing they can do to help them. But they do look what?
Meaning some companies, like penny stocks, are so in the tank's financials that it doesn't matter even if you disclose naked short activity?
If I had to speculate, I would say they were talking about those type of companies, possibly GTAI, Cosm. Those could all, but I can't say any of that, with any proof or certainty. But they do have certain methods that they use to find indicators or markers for short selling, illegal short selling, and underreporting. And that's really where their expertise is in that. And they have there is a system that they have. It's computer based, and they're able to detect those markers. Now, one thing that was important that he said, we're never going to see the direct evidence from records of the broker dealers, right? We're never going to get our hands on that information. So that's a huge missing piece that they aren't able to access, right? So they're limited to their investigations about how much they can actually decipher, right? But It doesn't matter, the best software in the world. They're not going to see Citadel's books, right? So I thought that was interesting. They said all of their information is sensitive and or confidential. They basically created this software to track ownership of stocks. They've been around for a long time. Do you want to say something, T? You raising your hand?
No, I'm just thinking as you're talking about this confidentiality thing.
Yeah.
What if we hired them?
So, okay, let's talk about that. So according to them, They said that they've worked really hard to gain the trust of the C-suite, and it's taking them a long time to get to where they are now. So, but they said clearly that they think retail should be privy to that information. If you are a shareholder, you should have access to the same information that C-suite does and everyone else. And
Right.
I agree with that 100%. 100%. That's not something they can do though, right? That's not their
I'm just
forte.
saying
No, I know. I know.
if the executive suite doesn't want to share the info for whatever reason,
You'll
what
never
if we
see it.
hired them?
That's a good question. So we are in communication back and forth with both of these entities. Just so you guys know, we are working on trying to get them on or for an interview or whatever the case may be. That's a good question though that we could ask, right? What if it's a grassroots thing that starts up from retail investors? Would we be privy to that information? Man, that would be great, huh? And he said specifically, we're not a company that is hired to facilitate a short squeeze, right? They don't want that kind of moniker on them that, their information is going to lead immediately to a short squeeze. And they don't want to be, they also are trying to stay away from any type of manipulation of the stock, right? They're not trying to move the stock price at all. They have a very simple, bare bones job. They implement their software and pick out these indicators and markers, and they've been able to help some people, and some people they haven't. And they were very honest about that. And the other thing is sometimes people don't like the evidence they bring back. And I said, you know what? That's all well and fine. But for me, I would rather know. I want the peace of mind. The speculation is driving me crazy, right? So let me leave it at this. I want to say thank you very much to ShareIntel for getting back to me so promptly. They put the right person on the phone that I need to talk to. And hopefully we can get them on. One thing, guys, they're not looking for any drama or anything like that, right? So they don't want to get inundated with, nonsense. They're looking to, try to help out companies that feel like this is happening to them. And that's, a discussion hopefully we can save for next week, but we are trying to get them on. And it's important that they realize that, me and Tony are out here trying to find truth and get to the bottom of this thing, right? So hopefully they will come on. Hopefully they'll see this. And, if you guys see someone on Twitter, hashtag it or whatever. I don't even know what the hell, what happens with hashtags, but we are working on that. So just, me and Tony are digging into that side of this discussion. But yeah, thank you to ShareIntel.
I think that it's fair to say that every single one are desperate for some evidence of naked shorting or manipulative trading. And that is a disadvantage that we have as retail traders. So that's the thing about ShareIntel that interests me.
Mm-hmm.
We have all these theories as a collective retail body, but we have no real tools to prove it.
Right. We have no absolute proof. Right. And that's something that they are shooting to find. They're trying to find the smoking gun per se. How are they able to manipulate this stock? What methods are they using? And that's really as far as I can go with what they said. Everything else, hopefully will be brought up if we can get them to come on for live or if it's pre-recorded. We will ask the right questions, guys. So we're on top of that story. Anyways, that's my end of that. And again, thank you for them to getting back to me so quickly and not having me to chase around anyone. They put me on their phone with the right person that was really able to help me and answer most of the questions that I had. And I'll let you guys know next week how what the answer is about coming on.
I'm glad you're able to get that done.
Yeah, me too. It's important that we stay on top of these things. There's so much speculation. I said that to, the gentleman I spoke to. I said, everyone out there is saying, well, why aren't CEOs doing this? 50,000 is nothing. And, it's true for a company like AMC or GME or even some of these smaller cap stocks, right? 50K is not a huge amount of money. But so when people are saying, well, if he's not doing this, there must be something wrong with him. He must be for the hedgies. I gotta say, according to ShareIntel, that's possibly not the case. But I that's just my guess. I don't know. What do you think, T?
Joe says Heather at Naked Truth contacted me directly. Yeah, we talked about that just a few minutes ago, and I did respond back. So we're going to make that happen, and Massalorian already is working on his side.
Yeah,
and I did respond back with some questions. I'm waiting for an answer to my question to Heather.
Yes. Yeah. Did you mention that before? No, right?
No. I mean, I mentioned that they had reached out to us, but I didn't mention that I asked Heather a question. Not trying to put anybody on the spot.
No, and I said that to ShareIntel too. I said, if we did have someone on, a representative or whoever it was, we're not looking for an I gotcha moment or anything like that. We want to know, what do you guys do? And if it's something that we think would be beneficial, then it should be brought up to the CEOs. The C-suite should know about this company. And if they feel like it's a good business move for them, because they think that their stock is being now. Adam Aron's come out many times and said he's seen no evidence of naked shorting, right? To believe that there's anything wrong with the stock. So if he truly believes that, this is probably off the table. But if that's just a cover, then I don't know. I think it would be something to try. It's worth a shot. Even if they come back with nothing, then at least we know there's nothing there, or they at least weren't able to find it. On another note, Lou is back. Says Yuka Frida.
They always come back. Oh, by the way, shout out to Ape Andy in Taiwan. He's back with us, guys.
Oh, nice. Really? Ape Andy's
back? He just came back yesterday to let us know.
That's awesome. That's great. I didn't know that. Where'd you see that?
It popped up on my YouTube feed.
Did it? Nice. That's good. Man, it's funny. We lose people and then we get others to come back. So,
well, I mean, it's not that funny. The stock ran up 20%.
I know.
It's not that surprising. I mean,
surprising. Yeah. Let's just say funny. Bitcoin is coming up on its nose having after that next moonshot, Marshot in a year to come for that. What's your, can we talk about this China thing real quick before we get off subject here?
Which China thing?
All right. So you've been talking about that you got out of your China stocks, what, in mid 2022 or 21?
July of 2021.
Okay. So, all right. That was a year and a half ago, right? Okay. So I was listening to a geopolitical analyst today, and, me and you have talked on this channel a couple times about CBDC, and we've talked about the petrodollar a couple times here, right? On this show, briefly. But I heard some interesting stats today, and something just to think about for all of you guys out there who, like myself, think that the US dollar, the petrodollar, is in big trouble right now because of all the exchange that's going on between Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, Russia, China, the BRICS countries. I heard this guy make some excellent points, and I got to bring him up to you real quick. Do you remember when Trey had Jordan Belfort on the Wolf of Wall Street way back when?
I do. Yep.
Do you remember what Belfort said to Trey about the U.S. dollar? Why people accept the U.S. dollar?
I don't remember that part.
He said, because if not, we blow you away, right? So this person said the strength of the United States is not necessarily the economics behind the dollar. It is that their Navy right now is 7 times larger than all the rest of the navies in the world combined. And if you take out Japan and UK, they are 12 times larger than any other navy in the world. Meaning they still...
China?
No, United States.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So no matter what, right now, the United States still has control over most of the world's seas, except for like a very small portion, besides the 7-mile international borders of all countries in the South China Sea, right? So the fact that we have the military prowess to enforce our dollar is something that makes it stable, right? You have the stability of a military that can back your country and your currency. The next thing he said was, okay, so let's suppose we stop using the dollar. Say the petrodollar is dead and everyone ceases to use it. Then what do you use? Whose currency do you use? You're going to go to BRICS. So you have Brazil, India, Russia, and China, right? The countries. Who's going to, is China going to take the ruble? Is Brazil going to take the yuan? No one wants to give another country the leg up to accept their currency, right? Or to become a world currency again. So what replaces the dollar? What do you bring in to replace it? And the other thing he said was this next currency that's apparently coming because the dollar's dead. What currency has what currency has a large enough amount of it that can lubricate the economy, right? To be able to lubricate trade throughout the globe. The dollar is really the only monetary type of money that you can do that with, right?
Just pay
that
with
would be able to
Tether.
lubricate. Try to be serious, T. All right, last thing he said, which was interesting. He said, look back historically at some of the greatest conflicts in history. So, or just any conflict, but go back to the late 1700s when England and Spain were at war over the New World. English had to use the Spanish dollar because it was the world currency, right? They were forced to use the Spanish dollar. 1812, same thing with the United States. They had to use the British pound. So Vietnam had to use the American dollar when the communist Vietnamese government was at the height of its war with the United States. They have all had to submit to the world currency. And right now, there's no other currency out there that can facilitate a world economy. So it would have to be a complete game changer in order to oust the dollar. And I talked about that. I remember a few months back, I remember I was talking about the videos, everyone with the fires and the explosions, that the economy's going down. Meet Kevin and the looks. And I said, there was no heralding of this in 2006 and 2007. We're about to hit a massive recession. Now here we are, and everybody is crying the sky is falling, and that the dollar is going to be dead. And no one's talking about the other side of it. I've just never heard such one-sided conversation. So I think it's good just to think about it for a second. Like, okay, if there is going to be, if the petrodollar is dead, what do we use as a world currency again? Like the IMF has been entrenched with the dollar for decades now, right? And again, if you don't want to take our dollar, or if you want to try, look what happened to Nord Stream, right? You want to try and sell your oil to a country we want to sell oil to, it will be taken care of, even if it's not on our own soil. And the administration proved that when they blew up Nord Stream 2, in my opinion, allegedly. Something to think about.
Someone said we could use Shiba Inu also.
There you go. Too bad I sold mine a year ago. Dogecoin is interesting. Ash, you're wrong. Okay, hold on. I want to hear an argument to this, because this is what I love about chat. Where is that? It said, Mash, you're wrong. You see that comment,
Tony? What do we do now? No. I'm looking up a SEC filing. What did we get wrong now, guys?
I don't see it now. It came up on the main screen. Whoever wrote Mash, you're wrong. Went back up again so I can see. I lost it, guys. Whoever wrote, started the comment, Mash, you're wrong. Oh, I think it was emotion.
HEB bucks. Buddy bucks.
Yeah, it was a motion. Motion, repost that. I want to hear the counter argument to this. It's interesting. I'm gonna turn that light back down again one more time too. I'm gonna catch on fire.
Yeah. Did you hear about Lisa Marie Presley? R.I.P. God bless.
Elvis's daughter?
She passed away.
Oh shit! No, I didn't. How old was she?
54.
That's
she
young,
had
man.
a cardiac arrest yesterday and passed away this afternoon sometime.
Man, a lot of cardiac arrests going around. Interesting. Never heard so many people dropping dead from cardiac arrest. No.
MC, thank you, brother.
Ask, be quiet.
Hat tip to you.
MC, appreciate you, bro. I'll give you one too. 54.
We're not gonna get into the whole.
Yeah, we're not gonna go down that road. No, we can't.
Not the night for that discussion.
No, I can't.
But you probably know our opinions.
Yeah, MC, appreciate you, bro. Yeah, you know me and Tony. He's got a cowboy hat on, smoking a stogie. You guys saw my intro. Where's emotion? Seems like you want to counter arguments because you don't know what you're saying. Yeah. That's all. Check in the chat. Time for games. Yeah, we definitely don't want to get into that, right? So going back to that, I mean, do you think that that crypto or that anything to do with that was the thing, right? They were saying that the Fed doesn't want to implement CBDC. That that's not their end game. And I'm like, oh man, Tony would love this. He's saying that they don't even want to implement it. I'm like, man, maybe I'm way off.
Who said that?
The gentleman, what is his name? Peter Zeihan.
He
was on Rogan a couple days ago.
Oh, on Rogan.
Okay. No. On Rogan, yeah.
Steve Bernhardt, thank you.
What's your thoughts on that? Do you think that that accepting? Do you think America one day would accept the ruble, or
no?
I don't know. I don't think so either. You know what happened when Russia sent the money that they made from their gas to China? China held on to like 500 billion of it just in the last 6 months. They tried to withdraw the money, and China said,
What do you mean they held on?
I don't know where other people are going to go to trust. Supposedly, from what this guy said, and I got to fact check that, but he said that there was 500 million that worth of that they had received for their natural gas from another country, whether it's India or whoever. They gave it and put it into yuans. And then when they went to withdraw it from China, China said, well, we can't have it back yet. Something like that, basically. I'll have to look at that, though, for sure. But, who are you going to trust? Who are you going to trust? I don't know. What other monetary value could you use if you don't go back to the gold system?
I don't know. I'm not worried about the dollar losing its value right now. It's the dominant world currency. But did you have a topic on CBDC that you wanted to talk about?
Just that might not even be as imminent as I might or anyone may think, because there's just not a need for it.
You know my thoughts, because I've talked about it once or twice over the last year. We will have a CBDC, but not as soon as everybody on YouTube is telling you. That is my opinion. There will be no individual retail type central bank digital currency in the next year at the earliest. No way. I started talking about that 12 months ago, and Lou was saying they're going to pay you for your squeeze in a CBDC.
Yep.
No. Not gonna happen that quick. Our banking system's too complex. They're not gonna rush that out.
Yeah.
But they are working on it. And I think it will be the future, and that bothers me a lot. I'm not a big fan of a CBDC.
No, me neither. Me neither. I think it's very dangerous for a government to have control over everyone's finances. They'll just turn off and on the faucet they like.
Sufyan says, I'm not talking to him anymore after the chess match. So
did you lose?
Anyone who was in my live stream the other day, I was playing Kathy in Super Stevens chess tournament. And I had won one, she had won one, and we had after the market closed yesterday, a death match for the best 2 out of 3. I did not understand the rules of what a 10-minute match was. Do you know the rules of chess, Massalorian?
What is that? I have no idea. No,
Yeah,
what's
neither
10-minute
do
rule?
I've never played in a tournament. I haven't even played chess since high school, which was like 90 years ago. In my mind, I'm thinking I have 10 minutes per move. It's 10 minutes total per player. So you have to move and then hit the button to pass to the other player. And your 10 minutes is elapsing while it's your turn. So the game was going well. I think it's fair to say, knocked out most of her pieces. And she moved, and I went up to go get a glass of water from the sink, and it said, "You have lost."
Seriously?
I was like, how could I lose? Like, she just moved 20 seconds ago. I thought I had 10 minutes.
God. Oh, wow.
So,
it's total for the game.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what they do when they slap that clock. It's a timer basically that runs up to 10 minutes, and you pause it as you're making your or runs as you're making your moves. Got it.
Yeah. So I'm taking my lumps. It was a fair win on her part. My fault for not knowing the rules. Live and learn, guys.
Karen C said,
next time read the rule book before you enter a tournament. That would be my recommendation.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was. I always wondered what they smacked that clock for. I don't know what I thought it was. I don't know what I ever thought that was for. I didn't know. I thought maybe it was a 2-minute timer. You had 2 minutes to make your move, and just no one ever went that long. Never went off. I don't know. Oh, he said you had a winning position. Justin the Rape said. Did you?
I mean, I
back,
was in a winning position.
Still with the fucking mic.
Your mic sounds fine to me.
Yeah, it sounds fine to me too, but the chat's saying no. Your mic sucks. Yeah. I'm gonna shut up for a while. Go ahead, T.
Let's see, what else? What else have I seen on Twitter lately? This Form 134 from Sean Goodman. I'm having trouble finding the actual form filing, but I know it's on StockTwits, I think. It's going around on Twitter. This has to do with a 10b5-1 plan, which we talked about a couple months ago, Massalorian, I think.
Mm-hmm.
When you're an executive at a company, guys, and you want to avoid allegations or, having the SEC come after you for insider trading, the smart way to do it is to file a 10b5-1 plan. So you schedule your sales out over time. You file it, you work with the finance people at your company, and then you file this form with the SEC, and then it's just like a hands-off thing. It's already predetermined sale dates or predetermined prices. And then if a sale happens to happen in a run-up, you can't be accused of insider trading because you filed that form a year ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Well, someone's pushing this form around on Twitter saying Sean Goodman's selling all his stock because he doesn't believe in the future of AMC. But if you've never worked in a corporation or you've never been in the executive suite, I don't think you guys should be casting stones because you don't understand what that life is like. You probably have also never been in a company where 90% of your net worth is tied up in one stock. Any financial planner is going to tell you that is not a good position to be in. Doesn't matter what the company is. I worked at one of the fastest growing companies in the US when I was in the corporate world, and I got bonuses and awards and stock and options. And I can tell you that I sold some of them every year, no matter what the stock was doing, and it was growing gangbusters because I don't want all of my net worth tied up in one company. What if something bad happens? It's just a what if. That's like good financial planning.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember,
Anyways, that
I remember, I
that
remember,
form
I remember. Good.
that
Good. Yeah.
that
Sorry.
form that Goodman filed is his pre-scheduled plan
Right.
to keep him out of trouble. You remember what?
Yeah. Shit. I forget now. I don't remember. Oh, I remember when Meet Kevin had Kevin O'Leary on, and Kevin was laughing at him for having over 80% of his portfolio in Tesla. And he said, "You
Yeah,
never do that. You never do that.
exactly.
You never put 80% of your portfolio in one company. What happens if they tank?"
I mean, as retail investors, if all of your money is in one play, I get it. Like you want everyone to think like you, but I come on my channel every day. In fact, I started putting up a opening screen on my live stream saying you do not want all of your portfolio in one stock. That is just not good common sense. And no smart executive or someone, that has a large position in anything is going to feel comfortable having all of their money in one stock. I don't care how good that stock is operating.
Says, "Wait,
I,
what? I'm 90% in AMC."
I know, but I want to counsel you guys going forward to broaden your portfolio, risk diversified portfolio, have investments in different sectors of the market, have investments in different risk class of stocks. You don't want everything on a speculative play. That's just not good financial planning. I'm not a financial planner, but I know that much.
Ryan says more Ape is owned than AMC at this point, right? Equal voting rights for both. Hold on, pull this up. For both. Why should we not think the conversion will happen? Vote won't even be close, in my opinion. What say you? Have we talked about that yet? We've talked about this a little bit, right? Will one happen without the other?
The current shares outstanding on Ape is 702 million. And when the second tranche of Antara goes through, it'll be about 850 million. Or maybe 950. They're getting what? They've got 60 now. No, it'll be 950 million. Wait, they have 250 million altogether. So they have, another 190 coming plus 702. The float on 8 by the time the vote comes will be around 900 million. Ape will decide the vote.
Yeah. Seems
Not
like it, right?
Antara. I hear
Ape.
people saying Antara will decide the vote. No, they're going to have about 16 to 8% of the votes. But
How
ape
much? Say that one
holders,
more time, T. You broke up.
16 to 18%.
Okay.
But the ape shareholders will carry the vote because
Good.
there's more of them.
Right. Right. I would like to get a better idea or a window of time that this is going to happen in. Like to start planning ahead.
After January 22nd.
Yep. Yep. If we do get an announcement, let's say within the next week before the end of the month, how soon after that is there any time period that is necessary in order to let people think through the decision? Like once the actual announcement is made for the date, do they
Yeah, I
have
don't
any
think
time
we'll get
period?
any announcement until after January 22nd.
Okay.
Because of the statutory waiting period.
Okay.
But once we get that announcement, we'll see the proxy statement, and that will tell us in that proxy statement when the vote will be. I don't know what the gap is going to be between when they release the proxy and when the vote is.
Right. How much time we'll have. And it's going to be crunch time to make up your mind on which way you're voting. I'd like to get a good idea of what everyone's going to do. So maybe we'll take some polls as soon as that's done, as soon as that announcement's out, just to see what the pulse is. I think a lot of people are in for conversion, not so much reverse split. Seems like some people. Well, by the way, what happened with Boss today? I saw someone. He disclosed something about that he sold AMC and bought Ape, or
I don't know if
to that effect,
everybody
right?
knows. He's talked about this on his live streams, and I listen to them from time to time when I have time. But he's trying to open up his own brokerage. Did you hear about that? The lit exchange.
Yeah. He told me about that a while ago. Yeah.
So he's taken whatever series tests he needs to take to get that exchange up and running.
Okay.
And I think, he made a disclosure the other day that he sold 1,000 AMC and then rolled that over to Ape shares. I guess because he thinks Ape is going to do better in the short than AMC. And I know he's still got thousands and thousands more Ape and AMC call options. But he made a decision to flip between the two on a portion of his holdings. And I'm just thinking that he might have disclosed that because of concerns about not hiding stuff as he's like going through these tests and talking about open up an exchange.
Yeah. Because he said something about disclosing information to everyone, right? So he's taking that serious.
He said he was required
Good
to disclose it.
Good.
I'm just assuming, I don't know, I haven't talked to him about it. I'm assuming it has something to do with the lit exchange and the test that he's taking.
Yep. I would assume so too. Makes sense. Yep. Yeah, Marco, me too. Me too. I was just curious. I didn't know exactly what the story was. I want to make sure I get my facts straight. Thomas says I'm leaning yes to all proposals. How come, Thomas? Is he trying to open an exchange, Tony, or a brokerage?
An exchange.
You want exchange, right? Yeah. For retail, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw a couple of y'all asking about Scarlett. Thank you. She's doing better. She's got weeks of bone healing ahead of her still, but good spirits, and the pain gets a little bit less every day.
Good. Good.
She is able to get up and around now.
Oh, she is? Without too much pain? Good. That's a painful injury, man. Painful.
I wish she'd hurry up because I'm joking just to make light of the situation, but the kitchen needs cleaning, and I'm having to cook all my own meals right now. This is getting old.
Vacuuming, recording videos, cooking dinner, vacuuming again. Yeah,
taking care of bunnies.
She's doing better. Yeah,
she is
taking care of bunnies.
She's resumed the bunny duties.
She is? Alright, good. Dustin says, "Mass, are you on live YouTube during the day? What is your live schedule?" No, Dustin, I'm not on day. I don't do technical analysis of the stock so much. I leave that to the experts, Casey Shaw, all those guys, Tony's on. But starting February 1st, after 28th and 27th, whatever happens, there is a permanent upload schedule and live stream schedule. Permanent going forward, at least for the next 12 months. There's going to be 2 nights that I'm definitely going to be on for sure. Hopefully, there'll be a 3rd and 4th that I go on with T to continue collab. Yeah, it looks like we'll be doing like 3 or a week. Just covering everything in the news. So hopefully Tony will come on at least 25% of them. I'm hoping.
Of the
But yeah,
evening
that will
ones
be
or
up on
daytime?
February 1st. Evening ones. I was thinking 2 nights a week. I'm gonna do a 6:00, like half hour live stream. Just go over all the day's events, and then
That'd be
do our
cool.
normal 2 live streams. Yeah, our normal 2 live streams that we try to do every week, and then do maybe 1 more night stream on my own, on maybe one of the weekend nights. Something to that effect. I'm trying to like really get a set in stone schedule going forward that, if you turn on Tuesday night, 9:00, I'll be on. So people know. Or Tuesday, Wednesdays at 6, I'll be on. So I'm going to get that straightened out by February 1st. Still got to work on the equipment if we're having issues with the mic. Not good.
Sufyan asked if I'm still doing keto. I'm 12 days on carnivore. Sufyan, no carbs in 12 days. I think I'm down about 9 pounds of water weight.
I didn't see if Tom wrote back an answer of why he was leaning towards yes on all 3. Good question. What was it? 100 million?
The debt.
Yeah, at a deep
I'm pulling it
discount.
back up so I get the right information. So hard to keep all these numbers memorized.
Hey, Jennifer, good evening. Yes, we did. Sad. At least you got to see, what's his name win the Golden Globe for portraying her father the other night. That must have been cool, right? Because that kid that played Elvis won the Best Actor, didn't he? A lot of people are on keto, huh?
Do we have a lot of ketoers?
Looks like it. Sufyan says, Mass, will you ever consider relocating to a non-state tax such as Texas, Florida, Arizona? Pretty expensive in Mass. I was just in New Hampshire for the last 3 years. I was in southern New Hampshire, loving it, man. I don't think I'm going to pay federal taxes this year. I'm protesting. As long as they keep sending money to Ukraine, my money, I'm not funding anymore that war. So I'm going to start a hashtag. I'm not filing federal tax, whether they hire 87 agents or not, but contributing to the war machine anymore.
It says that we reduce the outstanding debt by 100 million with the Antara deal.
100? Okay.
That was
at a deep discount too, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was 91 million ape at 60, 58, 68 cents, whatever it was. So yeah, that's a pretty steep discount.
Yeah, I'll take it. Look, I'm hoping that however this plays out, and I'd like the hedgies in the end to have to pay for their crimes. And I hope for everyone's sake that this plays out well, no matter how the vote goes, what happens after the vote. The only thing I can promise you guys is, me and Tony will continue to show up and try to provide you guys with the most up-to-date information, to the best of our ability. That's really all we can promise right now, right? We'll come after you. They are law, and you will be judged, says Stream of Stuff Mask. Tell them to bring it. If they want to come after me for a couple $100, waste. So with that,
What do you mean come after you?
it's going to cost more for the IRS to come collect their debt than I actually just not. Yeah. Yeah. I don't agree with funding military industrial complex anymore. I'm over it. So until we start turning that money back to the American people, they're not taking my tax money and sending overseas anymore. I'm just not doing it. Not doing it. Sorry. Maggie says, Maine is having a terrible snowstorm. Lights are flickering in the stream. You need Grandpa Barney. I finally got back online, and now I'm probably going to lose my power. I hope not, Maggie. Yeah, it's snowing here right now, too, outside. Very lightly. Very lightly.
No Generac, Maggie?
I know. You're up in Maine in the woods. You should have a Generac. I saw a 5-acre plot of land in upstate Maine, blueberry capital land up by Machias, which is about, I think, an hour from the Canadian border. 5 acres with a log cabin on it for $45,000 on a lake. Totally isolated. Like it's like a 20-minute drive from the nearest town on dirt road. But I was like, man, I could have a little slice of heaven up there. Be close to Maggie up there in Maine. I wouldn't want to go into a blizzard right now, though, in a log cabin, that's for sure. With no infrastructure. Lizzie, I don't have many assets anymore. I've lost a lot of my assets. My portfolio is down about, I don't know, 70% right now. Not collect. Come take my YouTube.
Life is simpler when you don't have a lot of assets, Massalorian.
It really is. I keep it simple. I mean, I downsized and moved in with a roommate at, this age. I've been on my whole life. My whole life. And I just decided, I'm going to sacrifice and have a smaller footprint and stay under the radar.
Thank you, Dana.
Yeah, Dana, have a good night, hon. Jennifer says, I'll go with you, Master.
Someone asked what I'm smoking. I decided to try a little sample pack from Perdomo. They have a YouTube channel, and I've been watching some of his videos. I was like, let me try this dude's cigars.
Okay. I'm a Macanudo man.
I like Macanudos.
They're very good. I only usually smoke when I play golf, though. Can't smoke in the house, so. Reflect says your portfolio is down 70% in life. We call this losing. Right. So, IRS, keep that in mind before you come knocking. J. Beeb says, if I see you on the side of the road in an orange jump, I'll throw you with a snake. You throw a snake, pick up the trash, and spear you with it. Don't you dare. How do you feel tomorrow about the market? That's a good question. What's your thoughts on tomorrow? They're going to continue to have a little bit of a run? Or do you think people are going to sell off before they go home for the weekend?
I think based on today's performance, tomorrow's still going to be good.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Bed Bath & Beyond for a second?
Yeah, I just saw that come up, BBBY. What did it jump, 60% yesterday?
It was up another 50% today. So from a low of $1.27 on the 6th, it's at $5.87.
So what are we talking about? What?
Well, retail loves the stock.
Why? I'll never know.
The company filed for the company put out a notice saying that they were probably going to file for bankruptcy. I don't think they actually filed. I don't remember. Maybe guys, let me know in the chat. Did they file or they just warned that they were going to file? Dropped from $2.48 down to $1.27 on that day. And then I think retail came in and said, Fuck it. We like this stock. It's a meme stock. It's $1.27. Let's
run
put
it.
a little pain. Let's put a little pain on these shorts. And yeah, I think some of the shorts, especially some of the newer ones, are getting run out right now. How long this run is going to last? I don't know. I said yesterday that I was shocked that it was over $4, and then it ran to 5.30 today. So
you think they're going to try to run it up and then just short it back down again?
Well, it will be shorted down at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's people itching, but the cost to borrow is high. So that's the problem. What will happen?
People away. Yeah.
What will happen is there'll be one of those needles of death where it goes up to a point that the pain becomes so bad on the shorts that they all are forced to start covering the ones with not a lot of access to collateral or margin. And you'll see that needle of death where it runs up a few points in just a heartbeat, and it'll come back down. Guys, when you see that, get out. When you see that happen, that's your warning that it's about to drop. But until then, have fun. Ride it.
Jeff, actually, Code Red for Life says, what price action do you think we can see on earnings for AMC? You want me to tackle that?
I'll let you go first.
Okay.
I got a lot of thoughts.
Yeah. So according to Tony's initial analysis, when did you do that, T, about Q4 being worse than Q3?
Well, that was just looking at domestic box office.
Right. I think that will. I'm thinking that Avatar has done much better, outperformed domestic. Worldwide has done much better, right, than here.
Worldwide Q4.
Yeah.
Worldwide Q4. Let me back up here. Ah, shit. No, I can't pull up worldwide for Q4.
I'm not even gonna dare try. You know the lag will come.
Let me look on a different site while you keep talking.
Okay. Prometheus says, Mass and Tony, remember when we used to see AMC close in the green every Friday? Yeah, I do. We could still close in the green tomorrow. I don't think that's impossible. What was the final number today? 502. Did we hold $5? I signed off like right at 426.
502 market close, 494 after hours.
Wes says, I'd love to see 6 tomorrow. Me too. And I will give you a
Yeah, my concern with the domestic box office for Q4, it was lower than Q3 of this year, and it was lower than Q4 of 2021.
Right.
But that is not worldwide box office.
Right.
The other thing that happens in Q4, you've heard a few people talking about it, is they take a look at goodwill, and if there's any goodwill adjustments, that'll be done in Q4. I don't know if there will be. They knocked down goodwill a lot in 2020, but the accounting for that is very complicated. So there could be a goodwill adjustment. And Hycroft price at the end of Q4 was lower than Q3, so that will be a slight drag on earnings too.
I believe the big 3, China, Avatar 2, and Puss in Boots 2 just got extended cinema runs in China as of 2 days ago. So that's good news for us. Yeah, and it's done 661 million worldwide. by the end of the first week. So I think that, I don't know. To be honest, we could come in a little higher than Q3. That's not impossible, right, T? Just having the
That what
Chinese
could be
market
higher?
feel could add revenue. Are you saying it's impossible?
Okay. All right. If Steven's still in the chat, let me know where I can find Q4 worldwide because I'm not having luck finding it. I thought I had it the other day. Yearly for 2022, we were at 7.3. Oh, that's domestic also. 2022 annually. Oh, here we go. Annually, worldwide is 1.7. No, that's way the shit. Sorry. I don't have a
That's all
good
right.
data
I'm looking.
reporting for worldwide Q4.
All right. So for international, we get, let's do.
And the reason I look at box office, yes, that's not including concessions, but it's just a marker. Like you can estimate how many tickets were sold and then make some extrapolation into concessions. If box office was lower, then concessions is going to be lower.
So Avatar ended up finishing worldwide #1 in Q4. Actually, in the whole year, Avatar did #1 for 2022 in 2 weeks. 1.7 billion. It did 528 million domestic and 1.2 billion overseas from December 16th to January 1st. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever did 832 million worldwide and 446 domestic. Those were both in Q4, correct? Yes. Yep. And then we had a $400 million movie with Black Adam. That was Q3. Q4, sorry, Q4. Trying to see if there's anything else here. Those are the top 3, I think. 200 million from the Puss in Boots 2. Yeah, so that's interesting, huh? That Avatar took home the box office revenue for the year in 2 weeks in Q4 of 2022. Beat out everyone else worldwide. That's good news.
What are my thoughts on authorizing 4 billion ape shares, reverse split 25-1, and selling the market to pay off the debt? If the vote is no, I think there will be billions of additional ape shares issued. I haven't thought about a reverse split on the ape. That's the big thing that no one's talking about, right? All the people that are pushing the no vote, they don't talk about the fact that if a no vote happens, which guys, it's your choice. I haven't made up my mind. I'm waiting on the proxy statement, but whether we vote yes or no, there's going to be more dilution. They've got to raise cash as safety to the next year. If it's a no vote, there'll be billions of more ape issued. And I want you to know that every share of ape that is issued is dilution to AMC shares. See, everybody's sold their ape, and not us, but the people I'm talking about. They sold their ape and bought AMC thinking they were going to avoid dilution. Every ape that is sold by AMC, that is dilution on your AMC shares. And again, I keep on hammering this home. If you don't believe me, look on the income statement, look at the total number of shares reported when they calculate earnings per share. It's over 1 billion, APE and AMC added together. Plus, both of them have a vote. By every measure that you measure dilution, APE dilutes AMC. So you're not getting ahead by saying, let's just issue 4 billion more APE. That's no problem. I'll sign up for 4 billion more dilution. You're diluting AMC, guys. Make no mistake.
We've been preaching that, right?
Been trying.
Either way, we're getting diluted. Get ready.
Nobody wants to talk about it.
It is coming. It's coming. Oh boy, Jimmy's saying the sound is horrible. It keeps cutting. You're even, Tony. But you're cutting out on my headphones. I'm not even kidding. That's nuts. I've never even had that happen. I don't know what's going on. Was everyone on the internet tonight or something? Well, it's because we have 500 people in here. Can't have anything to do with that, right? JT Wisco says they have enough voting power without our vote to pass it. AA works for the hedge funds and the market makers. Do they have they don't have enough voting power to do anything substantial without our vote, right? You think it's a done deal?
There are people saying Antara has enough votes, but I mean they have 16%. It depends on how everybody else votes. 16% is not a majority.
No, they need another 35%, right, to make 51. So
yeah, I mean they're not going to get
if
that.
you give them that, no.
But if we vote no and he issues billion more apes,
price coming down.
Guess what? Can you imagine 2 billion more apes for somebody for 68 cents? Then you're really going to have a hedge fund owning your vote. Yeah. You guys thinking this through?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you hear what I'm saying right now? Can you imagine another hedge fund picking up $1 billion or $2 billion of ape for pennies on the dollar? And then they will own the vote cheap at a major discount. They will own the company. But go ahead and vote no. I mean, it's your choice.
Yeah. I asked Thomas earlier, was leaning towards the yes vote, that because we have to dilute one way or the other, and doing it from a position of power at 50 plus minus is the only way to get the debt monkey off our backs. I'm down 68% of this play, so I'm like, fuck it, let it burn. That's a good argument. I hear you. Outing. Captain Armor says that's why, so it decreases the share cap. You know, I feel good about giving up 90% of my shares, though.
Nobody does. I mean, fundamentally, that feels really bad.
All this time, it's like, yeah. I don't
Did you watch my reverse split on 1 billion market cap companies yet?
Yeah, remember I commented on it because numbnuts in your comments.
Oh yeah,
remember?
Okay.
Numbnuts. Timmy Middle Finger says, why dilute when we are so low in price currently? Diamond Finger, so the dilution will, people are speculating it will come after the conversion and reverse split.
Dilution is coming whether we do nothing or whether we have a vote. It's coming. You're either going to dilute APE or you're going to dilute AMC. The why, I'd urge you to go watch my video from 3 days ago saying why now. It's strategic planning. You guys might feel comfortable with AMC running down to 500 million in cash, but I can guarantee you the executive suite is not feeling comfortable about that. That's not good strategic.
Neither are investors going to feel comfortable.
No, nobody with financial education, that analyzes companies is going to look at AMC having a couple of quarters of cash and saying this is a great company. They're on the edge, guys. Dilution is going to keep coming. It's either going to be selling billions of more or selling AMC. You might not like that, but that's the stock that you own. They need to up their cash position as a safety net just in case shit in 2023. We're expecting a good 2023. We're still not going to be cash flow positive in 2023. And I've heard people say they'd rather the company go bankrupt than issue more shares. I just don't get that thinking. Like I'm not down for that way. I'm not down for that.
No. Not as I'm holding the damn stock.
Just
it's another reason why I'm not going to pro against AMC. Or
just go ahead and take a matchbook and throw it on your shares.
I'm all set with that. Portfolio has done enough for me. I don't need it with AMC too.
Diamond Hand says
I've heard this a lot, Deep.
Or Diamond Middle Fingers. If another round of Rona hits, AMC is toast. That's facts. Guys, if you're in the executive suite, you're not planning on all loses for 2023. Your job is to plan for contingencies. I get it. That's hard for people to understand. But their job is not to hand you a MOAS. Their job is to ensure, no matter what happens, that the company can survive. You don't want to be issuing shares after if a Corona 23 happens and our price drops 50% because all the theaters have to be closed and then we got to go do a cash raise, forget about it. You got to do it while you got to do it early. That's called strategic planning. None of us like it. I get it. I don't like it, but that's the play you're in.
Can I just say one thing to that?
Yep.
If there's ever a mass shutdown like this again, people should get out in the streets if telling you to shut down your businesses for whatever reason. The approach that was taken was so poorly done. We are suffering 10 times over right now from that 2 weeks to bend the curve, whatever the hell they. And everyone just laid down and said, "Oh, okay, all right, we'll do it," because Fauci. And I'm not going to go too far. Never again will I allow anyone to boss me around. No fuck. You'll have to kill me first. I'm going to say something right now. I would be panicked if I was fully vaccinated. I would be.
If you were what?
Because I already got heart problems. If I was having already a history of heart problems in my family and myself, I would be panicking. I would. Both my grandfathers died from heart disease. And my uncle died from it. I would be panicking. A lot, but I don't know. Yeah, sorry,
Prima
guys.
Stuff says if AMC goes under, is that the end of movie theaters? That won't be the end of movie theaters, Dream Stuff. It'll be the end of our investment in AMC. And then the debt holders will get the company, and then they'll restructure and relaunch the company. But we lose. So planning on bankruptcy is not a great idea. Not allowing the company to raise money is not a good idea. You will ensure, by being against raising additional capital, you will ensure that the debt holders get the company. I just wonder, are these people that are saying don't raise more money, are they working for the debt holders? Are they working for the hedge funds? Do they understand what they're saying? You will hand it to the debt holders if you're against the company raising more money. The outcome is predetermined. Massalorian, give me a couple seconds, okay? Wait, give me a minute. He just left. I think Massalorian's trying to fix his microphone. Big B, what's up? Captain Nolike says, "What is the backup plan if the vote is yes, but things go south anyways?" Yeah, I have no predictions. Anyone who's saying exactly what's gonna happen after a vote is just guessing, and everything I'm saying tonight is my opinion. But let's just say that if it's a yes vote and people panic because they're not happy about the reverse split or a new dilution announcement, and they start selling and the price goes down, what's going to happen if you decide to hold is that the company will raise money and you're now in a longer term play. That's what will happen. Stephen, I did not see your other. Okay, Stephen says, we have domestic quarterly comparisons. The worldwide numbers are difficult to quantify. Thank you. I was coming up with the same thing, Stephen. Thank God I'm not crazy. I couldn't find the worldwide. Mud Puddle, what's up, buddy? Sick Son says, why is apes not being attacked? I think that, I've been talking about this parity theory for a long time. Ape is going to rise in value closer and closer to AMC. It's not going to get exactly because the float's higher. And the closer we get to a vote, the higher I think it's going to go. I'll be right back, Mess.
Beebs, me too, man. I would like to see this thing blow up before there's any decision made or anything. That would be nice. Could just get it off a technicality that it could happen. I would take it. Yeah, it's become somewhat of that at this point, right? I think I'm starting to let that sink in a little more. I still believe we can squeeze, but this has definitely turned into a play that is got a lot of fundamentals behind it, and the bottom line matters. Mike, I don't know. We talked. Shoot, did you see the beginning of the live stream tonight? Tony's working on getting him and the guy from ShareIntel on, the gentleman from ShareIntel. I'm working on ShareIntel, and Tony's working on West Christian. So we're hoping that comes to fruition next week. And we're gonna have a serious talk with them about how much what can they guarantee us? And it might not be much. This might be a throw in the dark. But yeah, MC, at the beginning of the chat tonight, ShareIntel got back to me today, and Naked Truth got back to Tony today, and they said that they would be willing to come on and talk with us. I didn't get that message from ShareIntel, but they said they would think about it and get back to me over the weekend. They wanted to do a little bit of research, probably about me and Tony's channel, I'm assuming. So yeah, we talked about that time in the beginning of when we first came on. It was the first encounter. Thomas B. stand that this is personal, and I'd rather burn. Yeah, T. That's how I too. I'm like, to me now, I'm in a war, and it's gonna take a lot for me to sell right now. It's gonna take some horrible kind of event to happen for me to get out of my position right now. I don't know what it would take. They'd probably have to kill me. I would literally have to probably be dead for someone else to take my portfolio and cash it out. So I got to do that. T, can I make you the executor of my will?
You think I'm going to outlive you? I'm
Just
pushing
hold my
100,
pound, sell
Massalorian.
Palantir. Pushing 100. Oh, God. Ryan says, why do we never talk about the fact that every time AA diluted, the price of AMC skyrocketed? It's a fact. Look at the dates on the chart. Shorts need the shares to cover what retail won't sell cheap. You think that's the case, T, of why it ran every time? That we have looked back at that. I know we have before and seen, and people have made that point many times. Multiple people have said that. What is the correlation between? I don't understand it myself.
I'm going to pull up the recent dates again one more time.
I'm pretty sure it's true.
Take another question while I'm looking this up.
Yeah, Doc Zeno says, can you talk about the ancient aliens theory in AMC? So, Doc, it's very simple. Oh, man. AA took advantage of the gamma squeeze in June. Jesse, good evening. How you doing tonight? It says, coming to Texas next year with Tony for a holiday. We have booked to visit San Antonio and Austin. That's a good choice, ? Or do we need to check out Houston? Would you bother going to Houston if you were coming to Texas?
No.
I would say go
Not
to
unless
Dallas,
you want to
Fort
go
Worth,
see
and
like
Austin, right?
NASA.
Right. Space Camp.
But yeah,
I would say Dallas, Fort Worth, and Austin, right?
San Antonio is good for tourism too. They got the Alamo and the Riverwalk and a bunch of amusement parks.
Just stay at El Paso, bro. Don't go to El Paso right now. It's no bueno. Frank says AMC went up with dilution because retail bought.
That's my like standard answer.
Yeah, I know. But we say that. We always say that. I'm just wondering if there's anything else we can attribute it to. Diamond Middle Finger said, let's hear some positive news. Positive news, Diamond Middle Fingers. We got 500 people right now live. The community and the movement behind C is still legit.
There's in the world of Twitter and YouTube, we have the range from hater, shills, conspiracy theorists to hopium dealers. Massalorian and I try and stay somewhere in the middle so that you guys have a balance.
To our own detriment, but
yeah, I mean, that's why our channels are so small and we're the two most hated YouTubers in this covering this stock.
Aiden, how you doing tonight? Cosmic Pete says that this is the classic pump and dump, but AA somehow has convinced everyone otherwise. He's taking a big risk, man, if that's what he's doing. He's taking a big risk of permanently hurting his company. Because if we find that out, sure as fuck, I'm not ever going to the AMC again. And I will spend the rest of my life preaching against AMC and propping up every other theater company. Actually, I won't even do that. I will just tear down Hollywood brick by brick in general. Honestly, the only reason why I'm supporting Hollywood right now is because I am an AMC investor. That's it. Otherwise, I'd be done with their ass. All of them.
Did you see any of that news on the big proxy fight at Disney?
I did. Yep.
I'm surprised you don't want to talk about that tonight.
You know, I think, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's disturbing to me because Pixar and all these IPs that they bought were these big cash cows that had a serious, already installed fan base. And they completely diverted from what made the IP property worth billions of dollars. And they took the IP and shat on it, and all of them so far. So far, they've done a number on all three. Between Phase 4 and what they did with Lucasfilm, what they're still doing with Marvel, Pixar, they just and they came right back to it during the Golden Globes with the pandering and the preaching and the bullshit. You know, they got to get Ricky Gervais back to tell them nobody cares. You have no idea what's going on in the real world. Your agent and get the fuck off the stage. Until the Golden Globes will be at an all-time record low for consecutive years going forward if they keep up with that.
No one
They
cares.
don't. No one cares. Come up here, get your award. Thank you, agent. Thank you, God, and piss off. You know? I mean, you couldn't have paid me to watch that the other night. In the first 5 minutes, they lost me. I'm like, I'm out. This sounds like a cross between an AA meeting. The dude's like, the host is sitting down on the stage talking about how because he's getting a $500,000 check, but he's only up there because of the skin tone. I'm like, you know what? I'm out. And sure enough, worst ever. I'm like, well, go figure. They haven't learned. I don't think they're ever gonna learn. They're gonna be pushing this shit out of their ears, and there's no more. It's just all independent filmmakers going for it. I mean, I'd like to see that. I say, bring it on. Bring it on. The more, the merrier. I'm sick of the big companies. They're all trash. Chat says Doc, so you know. Yeah, I know, Andrew. It's like, dude, we don't. That happened last year, and you're getting a $500,000 check for being there. Just shut up and make jokes. You're a comedian. I don't want to hear what your oppressive lifestyle is like. You have no idea what anyone in the real world is going through right now. I don't even know. So don't try to preach to me. I'm way worse off than you are. You're on national TV right now, admitting you're getting paid $500,000 for a 3-hour award show with shit jokes. They do, Darren. Owning the Float says Mass Mike breaks up more than a toxic relationship. I am very positive. I think, look, I know some of the big projects that just got announced at the beginning of the year, some big films, and eventually these companies are going to feel it, and they're going to see it in their stock price. They're going to see it in their bottom line, and there's going to come a day, it might even be in the next couple months, where they're going to clean house, bet on it, or they're going to tank, or they're then, and I'll be laughing all the way. Just let AMC do its thing before that. That's all I pray. JC says Adam Aaron has taken back AMC's self-ownership 70 to 80%. Taking back possibly a takeover, forces a share count twice over, drives the price up, heading to record. Man, I should have read this first because I have no idea. Please tell me what you think about this, says JC. Adam Aaron has taken back possible takeover, forces a share count twice over, drives the price up, heading to record. Do you know what that means, T?
Say that again.
Says, please tell me what you think about this. Adam Aaron has taken back AMC's self-ownership, 70 to 80%, taken back possibly of takeover, forces a share count twice over, drives the price up, heading to record.
Maybe he's saying that retail
I know, Roscoe.
80% anymore.
I think that's what he's trying to say. Adam Aaron's taking back AMC's self-ownership.
Takeover. I mean, who's going to want to take over a company with $5 billion in debt? That's my first question.
Angelina says films that come out this year, Angelina. Going forward, I don't know releases. They got and you know, some companies have made some big changes. I don't know if they're going to be for the better or the worse, but you know, Warner Brothers shook things up. Disney shook things up. We'll see how it all plays out. Yeah, it's definitely not my mic, guys. There's nothing wrong with this mic. It's definitely something to do with the connection here. The mic, I got almost one of the best mics like you can get in the market for live streaming. What are you looking up to?
I'm just correlating the dates of when they did the share offerings back in 2021.
Mm-hmm. There was one in January, right? One in June.
There were a couple.
Yeah.
It looks like the last one in June 3rd, they raised 587 million, completed on June 3rd, which was right into the run-up. 11.5 million shares. Raised 587 million. So they were selling into the run-up.
Oh boy. Cosmic Pizza Session.
CEO book chapter 1. If you have shares available to sell and the price runs up, sell them. Have you heard that before?
If the price runs up, sell them.
If you have shares available to sell and the price runs up, sell them. That's chapter 1 in the CEO handbook.
Handbook.
I have a leather-bound copy right here.
When did you get that? Back in the 20s? was that from
Moses,
the tulip?
Moses helped write it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was that from the big tulip? What happened with the tulips in Holland? Right, what was the first crash of the market, right?
Wrong channel. We don't talk about tulips here.
Cosmic Pizza Section. I hope you're not getting just so. I hope not. Yeah, no, we don't block anyone. We don't have control blocking. We have mods in the chat that do that. And I'm pretty open with my mods. I don't really like shutting people out of conversations, no matter what their opinion is. But I don't want gathering, right? Of course, I want to hear what everyone has to say. I want to hear the other side of every argument. Whole reason I was on this channel was bring some truth, listen to people, keep me. So I hope you're not getting. Thomas says, "What do you guys know about Face?" So the only thing I really know is they increased that market amount that you had to have, right? It went from like 3 billion something. What did it do to you exactly? It increased the number of right that you had to have. I'm gonna fudge this up if I say it. I have the top of my tongue, but I can't spit out what the words are. So the smaller hedge funds prior to phase 6 only needed so much liquidity on hand, or what? That's the exact way to say it. I've watched so many ISDA videos.
I'm not the phase 6 guy.
I know. I'm just not good at it. You gotta go to Bigham's for that. He just knows it like the back of his hand. He can tell you exactly why he was talking about it. And it made sense at the time that it should put a little bit of a crunch on some of these smaller funds if they're over leveraged. That was kind of the insinuation, correct?
I'm not the phase 6 guy. Not going to comment. Don't know.
All right.
David says, Rico says, when we have a dilution, we rip. Guys, I've heard that 100 times, but I have a copy leather bound on my mahogany bookshelf over here of the CEO handbook. And it says in chapter 1, sell into price run-ups if you have shares available. I there are some people that will tell you that increasing liquidity can get the price moving. I'm not gonna disagree with that. Maybe it did. There were a limited amount of shares available and they increased them. I guess we'll find out if it's a yes vote. But every single play that I watch every week, if they have a run up and they got shares available, they always sell into it and then the price starts coming down. Chapter 2 says if you have a reverse split, do a share offering immediately after. Massalorian, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm writing in the chat.
Why is crypto pumping 6M? Did you guys see the news on Gemini?
Yeah, I saw that right before we came on.
Fix your audio.
Yep, I'll be back.
I don't know. I don't trust the crypto run, but I'm happy to see it, 6M. 18.8 on Bitcoin. Booyah. Bildo says, Massalorian's videos lean heavily towards the narrative foul play. I think everybody universally, maybe not the most bearish of people, but almost universally, it would be hard to admit that some fuckery is not going on in Wall Street. If you think that everything on Wall Street is run on the up and up and by the rules, I'd say you're a bit naive. What we don't talk about here is things that we can't prove with data. But that does not mean that things are not being done in the gray area of the rules, hiring the best attorneys, figuring out what you can get away with. Come on. What do we think about West Christian? We talked about ShareIntel and West Christian at the beginning of the stream. There'll be some more discussion on that in upcoming days after we talk to them. Anything new with Highcroft? Mike, good question. Not in terms of news specific to the company. I have not looked at gold prices today, but I saw that Highcroft's been moving up 68 cents. Let me just check gold. I'm just assuming gold's been trending up. Gold's at 1900. So I would imagine all the gold stocks are getting a little pump off of the gold prices moving up. And that's good. Prometheus says there's a second part of JC's comment that wasn't included. All right, let me see if I can find it. JC, where are you at? Sorry, guys, there's a lot of messages to scroll back through. Second part. Possibility of takeover forces over share count twice over drives the price up, heading to record earnings. Then releases a small amount of shares held by AMC, pays off all debt, buys Cineworld, doubles worldwide presence, mission control. I mean, I've talked about JC, I've talked about share count. The only share count AMC's doing is counting how many they legally issued. Nobody's going to count shares at the DTCC. DTCCCCC. Share count is what they legally issued. That's where they're stopping. There's no corporations are not forcing share counts. You guys are interpreting that in a way that you want to interpret it. I'm telling you how AMC's interpreting it. Why does the share count always magically match the exact number of issued shares? Because they look at their books. How many did we issue? How many did the executives, how many options did they execute? Add those up. Do we have any dilution? Add those in. That's the share count. There's no share count of the DTCC. I don't buy into that. That's why every time you get a share count, it's always the exact same number, and it's never the number you want because nobody's auditing Wall Street. They're auditing their own books of what they issued as a corporation. That's why I was kind of pissed when Adam Aaron issued APE and said, this will act as a share count. Bullshit. You know how many shares are issued. You issued that many APEs. That's it. I mean, why are you blowing smoke up people's skirt?
Guys, tell me how this is right now. Is it coming in skippy? Does that change anything?
You got to talk more so we can judge you.
I know I got to start talking, right? This is the one time where I'm supposed to be talking. I'm not. Let's see. Silverstream says mass. Don says sounds good. All right. I was like chasing people away, so I'm like, if this doesn't come back, all right, I'm just gonna bow out and let Tony finish because I'm not adding to. I'm causing problems. I can tell we dropped a bunch of people, and I'm sure it was because of quality. All right. Better. Okay. What the? I didn't even do anything. Did like two
Sounds
little things.
good.
Okay. All right. Let's continue.
Even when Massalorian is like skipping around a little bit, you're getting better information than these fucking clickbait channels. I'm just saying. You could put them on mute and get better information than listening to them.
CB says your connection is sketchy like the Patriots. Speaking of which, can I just say something real quick, Tony? I still have 3 spots left. If anyone in the chat right now would like to do a fantasy football playoff pool, I have 3.
I'll take one of those spots.
You guys, if you're okay, so now I have 2. Tony, I got you. Okay, so now I got 2. It's $30, Tony, and it's the prize money is $350 and $100. First prize gets $350 and $600 as long as we have 15 guys, and now we only need 2 more. So I'll send you all the info through email. You'll have it all before any of the games start. Don't worry. Wait. Canuck Tide says he's in. All right. That's 1. Canuck Tide, you got to email me. I'm going to throw my email up in the chat. I don't want to take up too much time with this. Sorry, T. But they're starting in like 24 hours.
Six Son asked, when do I plan on getting back in crypto? I'm going to wait probably until March, Six Son, and see if we have the market crash that I'm expecting.
You still think we're not at the bottom, right?
I think there's high risk that we're not at the bottom.
I agree. I mean, we've made a little improvement on with the rate and all that, but I think we still got a little more pain before we.
I'd love it if we're at the bottom, but I live in a world of reality and risk management. Look, if I buy back in on Bitcoin at 16,600 or 18,000, it's not going to fucking matter to me if it runs to 60. I'm not trying to catch the exact bottom. I just don't want to be holding if it drops to 10. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I hear you. PD Harris, I got you. That's it. I'm closed. Okay. Thank you, sir. PD Harris, you got my email. I just put it up in the chat. Just send me an email anytime tonight, and I'll have everything linked up and sent to you by early tomorrow morning before I head out. Okay, so my mic's getting choppy, T, and we're about to roll up on 2 hours. Do you want me just to quietly bow out? I don't want to cause any more people to leave the stream because my mic sucks.
Do you know sign language?
It's just crazy. No, I don't. I don't. Can you read lips? Anyone?
I can't, but Scarlett can.
We'll have to pull in the camera to like a full blown up, real close to my face. Yeah, I don't want to mess with anyone. I don't want to mess with.
How about we just have a chat and you just either do this or
could do that. Yeah, Sue says only getting every other word. Yeah, I'm not looking to get people aggravated. Blood War says just write on the whiteboard. God, this is awful. And we did a perfect. We came on a half an hour early to check everything. We had no issues. You know, like we came on for a half on purpose to make sure we were legit. And then
have
we run
you
into
tried?
problems as soon as we go live.
Yeah, just streaming on YouTube, not using Restream.
So I think this afternoon by accident. Let me ask you this. I went into OBS Studio today because I was pulling, I was actually recording one of our old live streams to put in a video to upload. And hitting record on OBS Studio, I hit start streaming by accident. And it immediately put me on the internet. Immediately. I went right to live on YouTube from OBS Studio. So I have that hooked up. But in order for us to do this kind of collab, we need the Restream song, no?
Yes. I mean, you can do collabs on OBS Studio, but it's a little more complicated.
And you don't have as many
options. This weekend, you should do a test like on Saturday morning or whenever you wake up. Just go to YouTube and hit the go live button and see if you have any mic clipping.
Okay. I'll do that. I'll do that Saturday. Do that Saturday morning. Okay.
It's not 100%.
No, I don't have to leave.
Sometimes
I got nowhere to go, Mike. Yeah, no, I know. But I just noticed since my mic started getting choppy, we've lost 150 people. So, and it's all over the chat. So I'm not looking to get people for missing out on important information because I can't get my shit together. I don't think Lily is dying a slow death at all. I think Adam Aaron has a plan, and he is doing the best with what he has right now. I don't think what else is he gonna do? I don't know.
We're partners with Hollywood, guys.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
You have the ability, just like we do, to go look at where box office revenues were in 2018 and 2019 and recognize that it basically went to zero in 2020. Then it improved in 2021, and then 2022, another step up. 2023 will get us almost all there. And 2024, we expect to be back. The problem is everybody wanted a MOAS yesterday. And, that's not my crowd. I've never talked about MOAS tomorrow. People get mad because I don't use the word MOAS, but that's your theory, bro. I'm here for a good old-fashioned squeeze. Don't get mad at me.
We've been doing that for a long time. I know. So many there were so many people who coming out and like, you know, you had March 3rd and June 3rd and August 3rd and August 40th and they kept saying, they come on the live stream. What do you guys think about this? So and so, this such and such. I don't know. It's all speculative. We don't know. Yeah, that could work. But when
I will take a
people
MOAS. Right? I think you'd take a MOAS if one was handed to us, right, Massalorian? If we uncover massive corruption and all the bills come due to pay, with the reverse repos and the money printer, yada, yada, yada. That's why I'm in this play, guys. It's fun just waiting to see what happens. But MOAS is not the existence of my life. A short squeeze or a MOAS. I'll take either one.
And clearly the hedge funds have learned from their GME mistake and have corrected course over the last 2 years, right?
Well,
whatever
they're not idiots.
Done, right. Correct.
If you think they just sat around and did nothing to improve their risk profile, I think you're a little bit foolish. But I hear every day on space calls, and it gives me a lot of hope to stay in this play, that so many smart people that I admire that know Wall Street are convinced that these guys are kicking the can down the road. It's just not something I talk about on this channel. Is everybody okay with that? Like, I don't need to talk about it to accept it as a possibility. Whether it's a squeeze or MOAS, I'll be there for it.
Right. Yeah, we're going to see this
But
through to the end.
If it's just a squeeze, like if we can't crush Wall Street, if all the corruption can't be uncovered, the squeeze might take a while because we got a target on our back right now due to debt. But every day, I'm not kidding you, I wake up checking the news, checking the stock price. Is this the day that the corruption's uncovered? But I don't talk to you guys about it because I can't prove that. But I know a lot of people are convinced about it, and that's good enough for me. I think either way, if enough patience is involved, I'll be okay.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's unfortunate we didn't get more help throughout this process. We made our concerns known. There was one guy in mainstream media who went to bat for us and actually would, unfortunately, that he decided to bring on as representatives of retail. Well, one's not with us anymore, and the other is, I don't even know what he's doing. I'm getting more views on an audio video check than his live streams. I saw that Short the VIX and Gabe were on today, and they had 120 people watching live in the middle of, that little run up this morning. I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Was that good?
I mean,
or you're just like,
what do you mean?
Marveling that the number was so low?
Yes. Yeah. I'm like, wow. I'm like, these guys have way bigger channels than me and Tony. I mean, huge. I mean, it's not even close. And they can't even pull in 200 people for a live stream in the middle of a market day when AMC's, on a little bit of a run. Wow.
They're not exactly AMC YouTubers.
Yeah. Okay. I get that.
That ship sailed a long time ago.
For those guys?
Yeah.
You think they're all out of the play? Yeah, they probably are. right?
I'm sure they're day trading it.
Yeah. Yeah. I just find it interesting. I'm like, man, that just shows how strong the community is, in my opinion. Keeps me coming back. I haven't lost faith in that. My faith may have waned on a lot of things. Hollywood, maybe Aaron, maybe, the C-suite guys. I don't know. But the community really hasn't wavered too much. I know there's some division right now as far as this vote coming up. And, that's my biggest problem with the whole thing. I think it was because, and who knows if this isn't part of the hedge he's playing all the way along, that they're going to put Adam into a corner where he's got to do a 10-1 reverse split and suck up everyone's shares. Who knows that wasn't the play from the beginning with them. They said, oh, we know what we can do. Oh, he's going to do ape. Okay, we'll short the shit out of it. They don't have to do a reverse split. And he'll get everyone pissed because they're going to lose all their shares. I don't know. Like I said, we'll never see those books.
You were talking about the division. I was in here working right here all day, watching stocks, looking for trades, talking to the Discord. And Scarlett came in close to the end of the day, and she sat down on the couch that I moved over here for her. And she was trying to talk to me while I'm working. We still had an hour left before the market closed, and I'm doing my stuff, and she's trying to talk to me, and I don't like being interrupted when I'm working. And she's like, why are you mad at me? And I said, I'm not mad at you. It's just frustrating to see all the division with this investor community right now. It just, I don't know any way to make it right. Like, no matter, everyone should be entitled to their belief, and I'm okay with that. I respect every single one of you, no matter what your position is on a vote or Adam Aaron. But people can't be like me. They can't be okay with other people's choice. They got to tear them down, put tweets out. I saw another guy on YouTube, on Twitter today, said he's stopping all coverage of AMC because people were calling his employer. Like, why the fuck are you guys so fucking petty? Those of you that are doing that to people, let people have their choice. You live in America, not China or Russia. Why can't you let people have their choice and just debate it like an adult?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm not mad at my wife.
Yeah,
I'm mad at the fucking psychopaths. Because they can't have like reasonable debate like adults. It doesn't bother me. Like, they can say whatever they want about me. I'm impervious. But it makes me sad to see other people leave, and they're not going to be happy till they run everyone out of this play. And then it will be over. You guys, and maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want everyone to leave. They probably sold. They don't want you to make money. They don't want you to have a shot to make money. They want you all to sell and for the play to be over so they can feel better about themselves. Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Some of us are not leaving. I like movies. I like the industry. I believe in the CEO. I get it. You don't like what he's doing because you don't think like a CEO. You're sending out tweets from your basement. You probably never had a corporate job in your life. You don't understand strategic thinking. You think everything's a conspiracy. You think everyone's against you. Pathetic.
It's that's called it, but you're not snapping that Scarlett, right?
What about her?
Yeah. I said, you were just saying you kinda snapped at Scarlett, and she's like, "Well, what are you snapping at me for?" And it's not, right? It's just, it's the frustration, that we see right now. And me and Tony are frustrated because we own the stock. If you're not frustrated, you own the stock. That's why I never understood how Lou got on laughing on all his live streams and kidding around all the time. Clearly he wasn't holding the stock. So
It's just frustrating for me to see everybody fighting with each other. Like, that is not how you're ever gonna win.
no. United we stand, divided we fall. That's how it goes. And that's gonna be in life. This is a good lesson on the people trying to take back control of a corrupt system, right? And Unfin had a lot of support from any of the outside sources, right? All the people that are supposed to be watching over the retail investor, those people are more interested in getting insider trading deals, funding Gary Gensler and the SEC, right? And it's unfortunate. And hopefully next week, I can tell you guys I learned today uh, about Gensler. Hopefully we get these guests on and we can talk about some of this stuff. But wait till we get official word from them. But Bill Doe, the dull bull, says, "Is it probably from here? I just need to know." Fuck, I missed it. I went by too fast. I mean, there's nothing that I've seen that to me that this stock can't run again. And I'm not selling right now because it's not costing me anything to hold. That's the bottom line for me. And like I forget who said it. Sorry, but whoever said in the chat that this turned into more than just a make play. That's not for everyone. Is trading system. And look, I was never all about the changing them or fighting against one percenters. That was my radar. Got involved with this community till 2020 came around, and all these fun guys came out and said, if like who am I thinking of right now? What's the guy's name? Bill Ackerman. He came out the week before the 2 weeks to slow the curve thing and said hotels are going to zero, airlines are going to zero. Came out just, screaming and yelling. Meanwhile, he's shorting all of these corporations by millions, hundreds of millions, right? Money off it. Stream media is putting him on in order to crush companies, American companies, that are about to go through a 2-week shutdown. And for most of them, it was more like 2 months or 6, right? And what did Wall Street do? They went and attacked and shorted all these companies, tried to drive them out of business in the middle of a pandemic. Like, this has become more to me than just a money play. This is, I hate these people, pretty much. They're wrecking the U.S. economy without wrecking it, right? I mean, look at what happened to AMC. They're $5 billion in debt right now. So don't ever forget that. Who put us in this position originally?
No, AMC put themselves in that position, just to be fair.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
They
That's
bought
true.
up
They did.
all those competitors. They put themselves
That's
in the
true.
5 billion position. They didn't predict COVID in 2020. That was the problem.
Right. That's true. Can't say that, I guess.
Everybody wants to hate on them for taking on debt. They were making a strategic play, and then COVID happened.
Yeah. Hey, Michelle. Yeah. A little more patience, guys. That's all. That's sure. I can promise you that. Maybe a lot more patience. Enough.
Doc Zeno.
358-year plan. I don't think I have
I
a
love the guys on my
358-day
Discord.
plan.
Doc Zeno's in our
Yeah.
Discord. I love that we have a small but rational group of reasonable investors that, like, have their heads screwed on straight.
Yep.
Love you, Doc Zeno.
There's a lot of people out there like that. Yeah. Thank God in our community. And, hopefully these guys will see our live stream tonight. And I'm sure they're going to be checking it out. See what this chat looks like. How do me and Tony conduct ourselves. They're going to be, I'm sure there's going to be before they decide to appreciate you guys showing up tonight. That was a good turnout. Sorry, that flubbed up everywhere else. Hopefully, I swear it was fine and live. Someone said that the boss was on. That might be why we lost a lot of people. But when we only have no shot going up against boss on a live stream. There's a lot going on over there. But whoever it takes to keep you grounded, I'm with it. Cosmic Pizza says you wouldn't even be able to trade without market makers. This is Cosmic Pizza stream, obviously. Remember with
Well, I mean, that's true.
Like, we can't blame the market makers. They got to make a market.
Yep. Hey, Gus, take your car somewhere beside Monroe. That'd be my advice.
Put another 10K in my 8, but my car is failing. I've taken it to Monroe and spent $3,000. Peace.
I mean, guys, you got to take care of you got to take care of your personal business, right? You got to pay your bills. You got to have a car that works. You got to have a house. You got to have utilities. That comes before anything. But find a mechanic that gives you a reasonable price.
All right, T. I'm going to sign off because my mic's going choppy again. I can't do it. I'm about to throw it out the window. If I stay on one more minute and one more person's on it, my whole room's going to be trashed. And then,
all right, I'm going to look for you this weekend to do a YouTube live with no restream.
I'll be around.
Labs.
I'll be around, brother. Don't worry. Don't you worry.
All right.
I'm not going anywhere. Yep. I'm gonna sign off. All right, guys. Hey, love you. Thank you very much for everyone who showed up tonight. Guys, remember, we're gonna work on getting hopefully some of these people that we spoke to over the last couple of days on next, but we don't want to turn it into a feed. No need for inundating.
Don't hit the
contact. Yeah.
Don't hit the end stream button. I'll take a couple more questions.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I'm just gonna close off my camera and mic. All right, Prometheus, thank you for coming by and mod for me, brother. Appreciate you. And I saw Chief in the chat. Chief, appreciate you, bro. We will talk to you guys this weekend. Well, thank you, Tony, for having me on. Love, man.
Thank you.
All right, talk to you tomorrow. Night, guys.
Whew, man, I hope he gets that sorted. All right, guys, I'll take a couple more questions. It's 10:49 here. I guess I can go to 11. Maybe longer if you guys have a lot of questions. Chase stars. Is Devender causing problems with Karen again? Devender says, zoom into Karen profile pic. Devender, you're crossing a fine line there, buddy. Who makes this hat? That is a good question. It is a Stetson. CB says, "Give a quick rundown of where Hycroft is." For me, Hycroft is a 2024 play. I expect this year we'll hear the results of all their drilling, their new plan for, creating a milling operation. They'll probably pitch you about a $800 million investment they need to make on a milling operation. There might be dilution, probably will be dilution to raise that money. So, I intend to only add it when I can get it really cheap. That's where I think Hycroft is. In the meantime, when gold prices are going, you'll see Hycroft run up. If they do a press release, you might be able to swing trade it on some retail FOMO, but I think you should have a long-term plan for Hycroft, not be expecting miracles in the short term. And then cross your fingers that all the drilling results and the plan they come up with is good. If it's not, that's why I call it a speculative play. In my book, it's not a sure thing. I've got a position, I've got some long-term options. It's a very small percentage of my portfolio. How many X is a Stetson? Uh, I don't spend a lot of money on high X hats, I'll tell you that. If you don't know me by now, and I know you do, Devender, I'm not one to waste money. This hat is as good as a multi-X hat. Does APE meet AMC arbitrage? The float on the APE is higher, so I don't think it's gonna meet exactly, but I think, APE has the tendency to come up, AMC has the tendency to come down. They're not gonna meet exactly in the middle. And if AMC runs up, then APE will run up with it. Why the run up on Party? I forget what happened with Party. Someone was talking about that the other day. They filed for bankruptcy, didn't they? Yeah, they put out a warning that they were gonna do bankruptcy. Let me look at their chart. Just like BBBY, people will say on YouTube, "Guys, this one's gonna run. Don't worry about that Chapter 11 warning." It dropped from where was that? I don't know. I think when you're playing with retail momentum trades, Chapter 11 filings, you're playing with fire. Play the momentum if you want to. I don't like holding stocks like that overnight. Yeah, it fell from 36 cents to 15 and then ran up to 70, now back at 41. Playing with fire, but you don't ever underestimate retail's willingness to go in and buy a stock that's about to go bankrupt. I talk about this, people buy it anyways, and then they're shocked when it goes to 0. Robert says, "What's the deal with some YouTubers talking about AMC going bankrupt, saying the cash burn rate will be going through the roof?" So, look, if AMC did not have the ability to raise money, yeah, I mean, they have a cash burn. We talk about that every day, every time we're on live, anytime someone ask about it. But AMC has APE, and if the vote is passed, they'll do they have the APE right now to do dilution and raise cash. There's no risk of bankruptcy. Is there a risk of massive dilution if we do nothing? Yeah, you'll have billions of apes sold because they're going to keep raising cash. If the vote passes, I think you could expect that they will sell AMC because they still need to raise cash, but they're not going bankrupt unless they have no ability to raise cash. That is checkmate, in my opinion, and I've talked about that many times. People interpret checkmate as, "He's on our side." No, he knows he's not going bankrupt. Is it gonna be great for retail that he sells billions of ape? Probably not, but he's not going bankrupt. He's gonna retire successful, saving the company. What price retail investors have to pay? Well, I mean, that depends on how we vote, what happens with the market, interest rates, and box office, and Hollywood, and retail popcorn sales. There's just so many freaking factors. Anyone who says the company's going bankrupt, I think, is ignoring the fact that he has almost an infinite ability to raise money. Hey, Clark, what's up, buddy? Next time you're in a GME chat, I'd like you to ask them to show you the past 7 quarters of net earnings and free cash flow, if you could do that for me. Speaking of companies losing money and not being profitable, I don't wanna see 2015 to 2020 numbers. I wanna see the last 5 to 7 quarters, Clark. Before you load up on GameStop, make sure they're giving you all the recent information. But I do own GameStop in case there is a Ryan Cohen transformational announcement. Do I think GameStop will have a short squeeze? It's around the same percentage of, short interest as AMC, Clark. The day that Ryan Cohen announces a transformational change in the company, GameStop will soar. If that announcement doesn't come, then it's stuck based on the financials, the quarterly reports, and those have not been great. Stephen, I think Clark is now convinced that GME is a profitable company and a great play because he's listening to people that are not telling the whole story. I will tell you the whole story of any ticker you want, guys. We don't hold back here, not on GameStop, not on AMC. That's why everybody hates me. Clark's getting fed a little hopium on another channel. He thinks hopium only in AMC. Clark, be smarter than that, Clark. Kevin, what's up, buddy? Kevin says GME has 700 million left of shares in its shelf offering, cost to borrow only 19%. Kevin, I haven't talked about this yet because I'm not trying to have all the GameStop people come after me, but they're going to need to do a cash raise at some point if they continue on the trend that they're at. Kevin, tell me your opinion. If they continue on the quarterly trend that they're at, there's gonna be a cash raise, a dilution of GameStop. They've either gotta come out with a transformational announcement and fundamentally change the company, or GameStop's gonna be 4 quarters from now selling shares because 'cause they're running out of cash. Right now, they're fine, but they are burning cash, make no mistake, guys. Malcolm says, "My understanding is the reverse split will reduce float by 90%." That's correct, providing potential to release new shares to the market. Yes. When AMC does a reverse split, the authorized shares doesn't change, so it is my expectation that he will immediately do a share offering at the new higher price and try and capture some of that increased price. If he waits 30 or 60 days to do a share offering and lets the price wander down, I'll be fucking pissed, like he did with Ape. Wasted opportunity. Do I think there's a possibility of short squeezing GameStop? The short squeezing GameStop happened because they had 100% short interest in a loaded option chain and a Ryan Cohen coming on board catalyst, Clark. They're in the same position as AMC right now. They have some positives. They have no debt, but they're a brick and mortar retail inventory laden business with games being sold digitally, not in stores. They have to transform the company. The trend for gaming stores is not positive. They have to transform it. Kevin says GameStop has no debt. That's a major plus for them. 100% agree. But the revenues are dwindling. I also agree with that. Again, ask the people covering GameStop to show you the last 5 to 7 quarters of net income and free cash flow. They won't show you that. Drunk chart analysis, that could be a new direction we take this channel. I like that. Prometheus says, "Why are people still pushing BS with the fake TX, fake synthetic AMC token?" I don't talk about that on my channel. You have to ask them. I've seen no evidence that those shares were backed by any shares of real stock. Why? Because of hopium and clickbait and views, attention, because they wanna be popular, all things I don't care about. "Where's me gold doubloons?" Headstock Karen says. "Let's fucking go!" Malcolm says, "My hope is Adam will have a buyer or buyers lined up." That he could do a private placement. These are the unknowns we don't know about, right? Is the possibility of streaming events and things that people would normally gather for still on the table? You mean like with Zoom? Thank you, Kevin, for stopping in. Have a good night, buddy. Guys, free from it all, go check out his YouTube channel. I appreciate that Kevin can come in here and be respectful. We've had our what's a nice way to say it, Kevin? He hasn't always liked me, but I think he understands me now. I just say whatever's on my mind. I say what's in my heart. I try and give you guys my truth from reading filings and reading financials. It's not always a popular opinion, I get it. Thoughts on SoFi, John? I like it for a 5-year play. Buy it as cheap as you can. Prometheus says FTX had absolutely nothing to do with AMC. I mean, I agree with you. I let people say what they want. I'm not gonna fight with them. For all I know, I'm wrong, Prometheus. But I've looked and I've not found the evidence that any of those tokens were backed by actual purchases of shares. Davinda, don't tell Karen. He says, "I don't like you, Tony. I love you." But I'm from California, so it's okay. I've always had respect for, Kevin, free from it all, even though he didn't like me. Nope, a lot of people don't like me. I'm okay with that. From one Texan to another, we keep it real. Money talks and bullshit walks. All right, guys, what else you got for me? Tony is an acquired taste. I wanna get Scarlett on here one of these nights and talk about how we met. Was I an acquired taste? You know, I knew her for at least a year. I think at least a year before I asked her out, for the first time, and then maybe a year after that before we actually started dating. I didn't like her at first either. I mean, I liked her, who wouldn't? But the personalities were like, she's stubborn like me. Any thoughts on, MGAM? I have it on my watch list. I've seen people making videos about it. Let me pull up the chart. Oh, it's looking spicy today. Haven't been keeping up with the news. No, I have no thoughts because I need to look into why it's running. God dang, big pumping after hours. What happened? What question would I have for Adam Aaron at earnings? That is an excellent question. I want to know right now, if I had one question to ask him today, if we vote yes, how much dilution would you do? What's your target cash rate? That would make me feel a lot better about knowing how to vote. Fulana, Fulana, what's up? You didn't get notifications. Sorry to hear that. Prometheus, thank you. I'll let her know after we're done here. Teddy and crew are pushing MGAM. I've seen the thumbnails. I haven't watched his videos. Kevin, I guess you're talking about MGAM. Squeeze play on high cost to borrow. All right, let me look at Ortex real quick. I've been distracted taking care of my wife after her accident in the morning, so I haven't been able to hop on a lot of these plays. God dang. All right, cost to borrow 379%. Short interest is low at 5%. But the cost to borrow is astronomical, and it looks like a hard to borrow stock. Market cap, outstanding shares. Free float's 13 million. All right, you got a low float play. It has potential. Just know the higher it goes, the more that look, here's what I'm gonna say. Look for that needle of death. Play that stock until you see the needle of death. That long wick up on top of an hourly candle. That's when you know the shorts all got wrecked and they all got out. If you're in that play and you see the needle of death, get the fuck out. Until then, ride it. Clark says, is it a dumb question? Will the hedge funds have less shorter positions to cover? All right, Clark, I'm going to lay it out for you. In terms of dollars that they owe after a split or a reverse split, shorts have zero change in their obligation. In a reverse split, yes, they have less shares, but the dollar amount they owe didn't change. Now they gotta go buy shares from people that are holding them even more precious, ideally, because the float's been reduced 10x. Everyone's worried about, "I have 90% less shares." The shorts have 90% less shares that they have to buy back, but the dollar amount that they have to buy back has not changed one bit. And now they gotta fight to get shares out of your hands with a float that's been reduced by 10x. I'm more worried about dilution than I am the reverse split. Can we just be honest? Dilution adds a bunch more shares into the float. Reverse split is meaningless. Let's stop talking about the reverse split. That's just like people not understanding math. Clark says the reverse split would work if Adam Aaron didn't sell me AMC. He's going to sell millions of AMC, Clark, or billions of ape. There's going to be dilution either way. That's the position they're in right now. And I know everybody on YouTube is saying, why now? Why now? Why does he need to raise money? Because he's doing strategic planning. Is that good for us as a retail stockholder? Not really. But do you want to hold a company that just does nothing and runs into bankruptcy? That's your other choice. If you don't like choice A or B, look, if your choice is bankruptcy Dilution or get out of the play. That's really your choices. As far as AMC getting run down, like, if it were to reverse split and be repriced at 50 and they get r people are saying it's gonna get run down to $5. I don't know. But at $5, I know the market cap would be what, like 150,000,000? The market cap at $5 would be the same as 2020 when all the theaters worldwide were closed and no movies were being shown. Does that fundamentally make sense to you guys? Do you really think that Wall Street is not gonna see some value in the company if the price were to be dropped that low? Do you think that AMC would be sold all the way down to the level of 2020 when no movies were being shown and every theater was being closed? I don't I don't buy that argument. I understand the fear, and I could be wrong, but I don't buy that. And when I posted that on Twitter, people were like, "Oh, Wall Street doesn't care about market cap." Tell me you don't understand Wall Street without saying I don't understand Wall Street. Anybody that has any financial education looks at market cap. Malcolm says, "Can you explain the benefit of a new QSIP with respects to short exiting?" I don't buy that argument, Malcolm. I understand people have a lot vested in believing that. It's not something I believe in. Clark says, if Adam sold shares into the market, let's say he doubled the float, Clark, just real talk here. If he doubled the float, effectively, the short interest, if nothing changed, the short interest as a percentage of float would be cut in half. Does that math make sense? Steven says, "I loaded up at 3.90 to $4 because I knew we wouldn't get the COVID price on AMC. I bought at 3.92, Steven." If AMC, if there's a yes vote and we get repriced at 50 and it drops to $5, that'd be like me being able to buy it at 50 cents right now. I hate to use the phrase, "I would load the boat," but, give me a chance to buy it at 50 cents, i.e. $5. Yes, I will be all over that, even if I gotta wait 5 years. As long as I think that he raised money with the dilution and has a plan to not let the company go bankrupt. You gotta believe that. If you don't believe that, don't buy it. Clark says, "Wouldn't hedge funds be able to get the shares they need to cover?" I mean, they're gonna have to buy them from someone, Clark. They're gonna have to buy them from us or buy them from AMC. They don't it's not just, like, handed to them, it's not free candy. If they buy them from AMC, that's a cash raise. If they buy them from you, then you that's because you decided to sell. That's your choice. 10 more minutes of question. We'll go 3 hours, and then I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you, Devinder, for reminding me about the wife. She slept in late today, Devinder, so she'll be probably up till 3 or 4 AM. I'll be out in the next hour. I've been going to sleep around midnight, 1 AM, waking up at 5:30. I need my beauty sleep. It's hard to look this ugly. I wonder if 8 Ball's working tonight. Looks like the 8 Ball computer is asleep. James says, "Why not sell some AMC to buy Ape if they combine a 1-to-1? Because we don't know exactly what the price action is gonna be. There's a little bit of uncertainty with the vote. I think there will continue to be some upward momentum or movement in Ape, but I don't look, the float of Ape by the time the vote comes is gonna be almost double AMC. So I don't think it's gonna be a 1-for-1. It'll be some step down, but Ape was oversold at 60 cents. Oh, look, 8 Ball did answer. Just buy the dip, she says. Someone else asked the 8 Ball a question. Just do exclamation 8 Ball, a yes or no question. I wanna see what y'all got for the 8 Ball. King Joey says, "If I win the Mega Millions, I'm buying 1,000,000 shares of AMC." I thought about that, King Joey, and then I looked at what my percentage ownership of the company would be, and I got depressed. I was like, "I'm gonna buy enough shares to get a seat on the board." Ugh, 1,000,000 shares out of 1,500,000. I'm still a nobody. Oh, Prometheus. Should Tony buy Scarlett some more rabbits? Whew, 8 Ball dodged. She dodged the question. Sergio. She's being spicy with you guys tonight. Clark says, "If Adam sold millions of shares, hedge funds to buy those and not our shares, then we wouldn't get a squeeze. A dilution is never gonna be great for a squeeze," Clark. Now Rico might say otherwise. Everybody can have their own opinion. I think common sense tells me that increasing the float is not great for a squeeze. What is great for a squeeze? Taking the target off our back by reducing the debt. What's up, Pamela? Davindo Vasha says if Scarlett comes on camera for 2 seconds, that she won't do it. She has no makeup on. She's still in a hospital recovery mode, Davinder. I'll see if I can get her on this weekend for you. Maybe if we do I know Steven was talking about doing a beer tasting. Maybe we can do that like a joint thing between the channels. We get a panel of like 4 to 6 beers, send it out to all of you guys, give you a shopping list, and we'll all do a beer tasting together. I bet Scarlett would be down for that. She just doesn't like being on camera. She doesn't like attention. Photos, she's good with that. Being on camera is not her thing, like live video. Shin Kyoko, if a split happens and you don't have shares that are divisible by 10, you should get a cash payment. We do not, Clark, we do not know how many shares Adam Aaron will dilute. And as I'm talking to people, many people smarter than me, that is a concern. Like, is he gonna dilute 100,000,000, 200,000,000, 300,000,000? Where what I'd like to know. We'd all like to know. I don't know if we will know. Will Adams' forthcoming vested shares get reverse split? If they're vested or unvested, if they have been issued, they are common stock shares, and they will be as far as I understand that, I'm talking from experience as someone who has received corporate awards like this. Every time our stock split, my shares split, whether they were vested or unvested. I can't imagine that Adam Aaron or anyone at AMC would be any different. I have an open about any rewards that have not been awarded, but I do expect a compensation plan update in the proxy statement. So we'll answer that. We'll tackle that when we see the proxy. I see people putting out conspiracy theories. Oh, you just want to split the stock because your shares won't split. That's just not how things work. And I'm not just making shit up. Like, I've lived that life. What do I think would be a good number for dilution? Look, Clark, I'll give you some math. If he sold 100,000,000 shares and it started at 50 and ran down to 20, which would be like $2 for AMC right now. If we add AMC up, it's what, $6, over $6? If you think a third of the stock would be clipped off and he sold between 50 and 20, that's gonna be over $2 billion, Clark. 2, 3. He doesn't have to pay off all the debt, probably wouldn't. But imagine he just raised 3,000,000,000 and paid off 2,000,000,000 and put another 1,000,000,000 in the bank. That buys AMC years of survival, long enough for the movie industry to come back. That's a fundamental change that Wall Street is not gonna ignore. I think we're still here. Can you guys still see me? But I'm gonna repeat for whoever asked that question. I'm not gonna be happy if Adam Aaron delays 35, 40 days like he did with Ape, and the price gets run down because people are selling because they don't like the reverse split. If he hesitates and the price drops and then 30 days later he starts doing dilution, I'm not gonna be a happy camper. You gotta do it like the same day, next day type thing. Clark says, would he sell 20 billion shares? No, the authorized shares, Clark, after the reverse split would be 1.5 billion. I don't I don't see any he's not gonna tank the stock by issuing a billion AMC. It'll be 100, 200, 300, I don't know. The higher it is, the less well received it'll be. They've gotta find the balance. Clark, if you waited to dilute after the stock was ran down, I would be pissed. That would be mismanagement in my opinion. Codename Bogdan says, "I like the Dutch auction share offering." Yeah, we should be bugging him about that. If you guys haven't heard of that before, or you weren't online when I was talking about it the other day, look up Dutch auction share offering, or watch my video on, reverse splits a couple days ago. What will happen to all those shares that won't add up? I'm not sure, Shin Kyoko, if I understand your question. If he does a share offering of 100,000,000 and they're gonna be sold at the market price, unless he does a private placement, let's put that aside, but private placements typically are done at the market price of that day. I saw people in August when Ape came out saying, "He's gonna sell it on a private placement for w $100 a share." This is like fantasy talk. People on YouTube and Twitter that you guys know, like, it does not work that way, guys. No one is in their right mind is gonna pay over the market price. No one needs shares that bad that they're gonna overpay the market price to get them. This is when I know I'm dealing with delusional people. Clark says it would seem like the community should demand that Adam Aaron dilute after the reverse split, but I'm seeing the opposite, Clark. I'm seeing people demand that he wait 30 to 60 days. What are you guys smoking? Tell me you want the company to fail without saying you want the company to fail. Can you just not see what happened to Ape? You're so worried about your MOAS that you'd rather let people get scared about the reverse split and the shorts have a few days of fun and the price get dropped, and then he dilutes, and then you're gonna blame him for selling it cheaper than he could have, but you're demanding that he wait 30 to 60 days. Fucking idiot. No matter what he does, he's not gonna be popular. If he starts selling on day 1 and the price starts falling, he's gonna get blamed. If he waits 60 days and the price falls because people are selling, they're not happy about the reverse split, and then it drops and then he sells, he's gonna get blamed. He's in a no-win position. Just fucking do it on day 1, Adam. Just do it on day 1. The proxy CA, I expect it sometime after January 22nd. I don't know the exact date. Watch my video from 2 or 3 days ago about the, vote date for, further details. Prometheus says 80% more reverse splits in the past have been good for companies. Depends on what type of company you're looking at, Prometheus. After I did my video a couple days ago on reverse splits, what I've determined is that it's not a split or reverse split that matters for a company. It's fundamentals. That is gonna be really hard for some people to agree with, I get it. But my examples, splits, Tesla, GameStop. Did increasing shares benefit them? No. Reverse splits. Does reducing shares and increasing price benefit everybody? No. If you're a trash company with no income or years of falling revenues, a reverse split is not gonna do anything except delay you going on the pink sheets. You got to fundamentally improve the fundamentals of the company for anything to matter. Split or reverse split does not matter if you don't fundamentally improve your company. But I think that AMC is on that path. So I'm not worried about the reverse split. People are all worried about their shares getting 90% cut. Why don't you worry about the fucking fundamentals of the company? I didn't buy it because of the fundamentals. Well, I get it, but you held on a year and a half too long, and now you're in a fundamentals play. What are we drinking, Pamela? Doc Zeno told me he made some money on Bed Bath& and Beyond today. I love it when you guys get in early and pull out early. Doc Zeno, way to hit that sell button, buddy. Karen and Devendo, what are y'all drinking? Ah, shit, I fucked it up. Pam 8 Ball says you are not drinking white wine. Tell it the 8 Ball. Got something right. Karen says spice rum and single malt scotch. Scarlett likes the spice rum too. We are out at the moment though. She's still on her Bailey's kick. She discovered Bailey's. You know, we all have that moment in life where we discover Bailey's. She's in that moment. Am I going live in the morning to trade with us? I'll be up in the morning. I've been waking up at 5:30, 6 a.m. checking the market. I don't know if I'll be live. We'll see. If I find something good to trade. Bed Bath& and Beyond is looking good. MGAM's looking good. It's worth waking up for. Doc says, "Once in a while, I don't screw up." Glad you made some money today, buddy. Hey, Doc, aren't you near Leawood, Kansas? What if Doc Zeno is really Adam Aaron? We've never seen his face. Just saying. Have you guys thought about that? We need to start cross-referencing when Doc Zeno's in the chat and Adam Aaron is at a movie screening. Clark says, "The more I ponder on a reverse split and AMC conversion, the more" didn't you sell all your AMC, Clark, or are you still holding some? But I kinda look at it, Clark, it's either gonna be the worst trade of my life or it's gonna be glorious. There's gonna be volatility, there's a lot of unknowns, nobody knows what's gonna happen, but I'm a gambler. Clark, you gotta know when to hold them, and you gotta know when to fold. You gotta know when to walk away, Clark. Know when to run. Shot of Bailey's, a shot of Crown, and a shot of Dr. Pepper is called a duck fart. Who knows what duck farts taste like? Have you ever had a cement mixer? That's a good bar trick. Find some stooge who's never had a cement mixer before. Doc Zeno, you're not answering the question. He lives 10 miles from Leawood. Are you Adam Aaron? That is a direct question. I'm gonna ask that 8 ball in case he would doesn't answer. Is Doc Zeno Adam Aaron? Better not tell you now. All right. Clark says he still has 5,200 shares of AMC and 8. All right, brother. I wish you the same luck I wish myself and everybody else still holding this fucking play. Karen says I say we start the rumor. And whenever you see Doc Zeno in the chat, I want y'all to start addressing him wherever he's at. KC, Boss Blunts, Bigums, just start calling him Adam. Doc Zeno, when are you starting the sale of popcorn? Can you let us know when we can expect retail popcorn? Will there be an announcement around the vote date? That's, like, important information for us to know. He probably left the chat. He's like, "Fuck, they figured me out." He says, "If I was Adam Aaron, I wouldn't have waited so damn long on selling it." But you know it's gonna squeeze, Adam. Why are people selling AMC? Clark asked, buying Ape. You have to ask them, Clark. They think Ape is gonna go up a greater percentage than AMC, would be my guess. I get asked that question 10 times a day. Should I sell my AMC and buy Ape? I can't tell you that, guys. I can't give you specific advice. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I've already told you what I'm doing. I bought Ape all the way down to a buck, and I stopped buying at a dollar. The lower it got, the more I bought, and I bought some AMC last week at $3.90. That's where I'm at. Is it blurry? Go down to your cog wheel, bottom right corner. Oh, yeah, it looks like 720p is the maximum quality. I don't know, that's probably a restream limitation. Alright, Ham's tipsy on red wine, Karen's tipsy on spiced rum. What's Davindo drinking? Doc's probably had a couple of IPAs. Prometheus says, "Doc, blink twice if you're being held hostage by Ken Griffin." John says, "Tesla may head for a discount tomorrow." Let me check. Tesla. I added Tesla. The lowest I bought it was 109. 123 today, that's not too bad. There was an interesting article someone shared with me on Twitter. Maybe I'll talk about that tomorrow. It's getting late tonight. About the leverage buyout bank community being stuck with a bunch of deals that they didn't wanna get stuck with. Scotch. Alright. I'm drinking some bourbon, Kentucky bourbon. Doc Zeno says, "If I was actually someone important, why would I be hiding my identity?" You can't trick us like that, Doc. Thank you for joining the chat, Adam, though. We do believe in you. R. Baglio says, "Is my mic having an echo?" We tried something different tonight. Let me know if you guys are hearing an echo. I have, 2 restreams open, so I could bring up the chat. Massalorian was hosting it, but in order for me to pop up the chat, he had to make me a co-host, so this is the first time we're trying this. What Greeks would apply for AMC? Make sure you check implied volatility, code name. Use a tool like Option Profit Calculator, Option Strat before you buy anything. If you don't know how to read the Greeks, know what you're buying, see if it's overpriced before you buy it. Oh, Tesla cut prices in the US. I didn't see that. Oh, yeah, I see the headline, 48 years ago. Well, I have my, uh, I've thrown it up on the chat before. I could see Tesla dive into 70. I hope not, but Clark says, "Which is better, go on without reverse split and without ape conversion or have the reverse split?" Let me do the math again real quick, Clark. I've had a couple drinks, but 100,000,000 AMC, if the price were to drop to $20, Clark, after reverse split, 100,000,000 AMC would get you $2,000,000,000 at $20. Or an equivalent in that, if you back out the reverse split, that's 1,000,000,000 shares. 1,000,000,000 shares of ape. 100,000,000 ape, $20, $2,000,000,000. If we both know, how many ape would you need to sell at 60 cents to get $2,000,000,000? 2,500,000,000. So what dilution makes more sense to you? 100,000,000 AMC, which would be 1,000,000,000 ape, or 2,500,000,000 ape at 60 cents? I know that's high math for, those of those of us that have been drinking for 3 hours. But if I know I'm facing dilution either way, I'm gonna vote for the one. Oops. If I know I'm facing dilution either way, I know I'm more inclined to support one that gives us more money for less dilution. I'm not gonna vote for anything until I see a proxy statement. I need to see how everything's worded, what other press releases come out. Does he talk about how much dilution he's gonna do? Are we gonna have a popcorn announcement? What the hell's going on? Until I have everything on the table, I can't really know how I'm gonna vote. Are the proposals linked to each other? Like, reverse split is not a proposal unless conversion passes? There's just so many unknowns right now. Doc Zeno, can you let us know why you haven't launched a, ape crypto coin, Popcoin? You know, I've been pushing coin for a long time, Adam. Clark says, "Why don't you fire Adam Muir and go be the CEO?" We were joking about, like, if myself or someone were to run for the board of directors, you would immediately become the most hated person in all of retail because you'd have a gag order. You couldn't talk about shit, and immediately you'd become the enemy. I already got enough people that hate me, Clark. I don't need the entire investor community hate. I think like they think, like strategically saving the company. My my opinions would not be popular. Prometheus says, Tony and I have been in AMC so long, we were there when the first theater was built. All right, just about time for me to call it a night. I can't even read straight. Prometheus, how old are you? Doc Zeno says, I tweeted Adam Aaron many times asking what the fuck. Yeah, now we see through your smoke screen. 56. You got me barely beat, Prometheus. I weighed myself the other day, now that I've been on carnivore for 12 days, and the fucking scale reminds me of my age every time I step on it. I said to Scarlett, "Am I really gonna be that old in March?" God dang, I really try and forget it. Clark, we love you too. There's no stupid questions, Clark. I'm gonna be really old, Prometheus, in March. If we could get another birthday rally, no, I'll take it in good spirits. 28, Jake. We were watching 1833 with Harrison Ford, episode 3, and, he was looking in the mirror, and his wife was sitting there admiring him. And she's like, "What are you looking at?" He's like, "I'm trying to figure out who that old man in the mirror is." I was like, "I can relate to that because you don't feel it. You know, if you're living life right, if you're happy, if you're taking care of yourself, if you're eating right, you never feel old. But the mirror tells you another story, guys. Julie, we love you too if you're listening. Doc Zena says, "I'll have some popcorn in your honor." Hey, Adam, what flavors of new popcorn can we expect soon? I'm really loving the new shake. I'm seeing pictures of the new shake. I tried to buy one of the new shakes at Megan, but my theater didn't have it, so if you could get that sorted in Austin, we're really looking forward to the new shakes in Austin. Thank you in advance. If they come this weekend, I'm gonna know that's you. Cat Scat says, "I'm not living life right because I feel it." 30th of March, Cat's Cat? March birthdays in the house, alright. How many Aries in the house? How many other assholes? Someone once told me, "Doc, you're only as old as the woman you feel." What is a good red wine? Monster 14. Anything from Italy or California. I like a red Zin. I like a Super Tuscan, Cabernet, Merlot. Just depends on, are you sipping the wine or are you having it with a meal? Explain the Skull Cup, Devinda. This was once someone that went up against me on Twitter. Clark, there's gonna be an update from West Christian, apparently an interview tomorrow on Twitter. We'll check that out. And, Massalorian and I are talking with Wes and folks, so maybe we'll have an update or an interview for you guys in the coming days or week. You know what I'm not a fan of is, red wines from Chile. And to be honest, the red wines from Texas are kinda weak. We have a lot of wineries. If you guys ever come to Austin, I'll be happy to take you on a winery tour. They just keep on popping up like cockroaches. You'd be surprised. You'd think Texas wine? You can drive 90 to 120 minutes outside of Austin, and there's 30, 40, 50 wineries with free tastings. That'd be fun, Karen. I've been doing wine tours since the industry started, like, when there were 6 wineries. I haven't been recently. Lano Sweet Red, that's not yeah, the Sweet Reds are pretty good. Massalorian, I think he was tired, and his microphone was buggy tonight. Alright. Karen and Davindo, let me know next time y'all are down here. Look, there's also I don't wanna get you too excited, but there's some barbecue joints near some of the wineries. You can make a grand day of it. You need to budget you can do, like, 4 hours, but I would if you wanna do it right, budget about 8 hours. Tell the nieces or nephews or whatever y'all have here in Texas, you're gonna need 8 hours, and then you're gonna need some sleep after that. I'm an Aries system. Julie says, "I think GameStop is up for a squeeze." The short interest on GameStop is essentially the same as AMC. GameStop will run if they get a transformational announcement from Ryan Cohen. That's the only reason I'm holding it. The company has cash, Julie. They have no debt, but they're in a declining business model. They're losing money. Look at the quarterly earnings for the last 5 to 7 quarters, no matter what anybody's telling you on GameStop pumping channels. Cash flow is negative. Net earnings is negative. There's 0 measurement that that company is profitable by any accounting standard. So I'm in GameStop for Ryan Cohen and Ryan Cohen only. It's as much of a gamble as AMC, maybe worse. AMC is in a recovery. Gaming is going digital. You got to be careful who you listen to. There's a lot of smooth tongue people that will tell you what you want to hear. Ask them to show you the past 5 to 7 quarterly statements. See if they answer the question. DevSat says, "I don't trust Ryan after the study pulled with Bed Bath." I don't hold Ryan accountable for Bed Bath. I don't know why he got it in the first place, but I could say I could say the same thing about GameStop, but he has a chance to transform GameStop. Bed Bath& and Beyond was stuck in a brick and mortar selling towels and sheets and kitchen appliances with massive stores. Massive. I don't like big box stores. No, I'm not gonna throw Ryan Cohen under the bus for Bed Bath, but we called Bed Bath a long time ago. He made a mistake, and then he realized it, and he got out. And I don't think that it was necessarily his mistake. I think he really wanted to split the company up, and the board, for whatever reason, wouldn't work with him. The bye-bye baby. Once he realized he couldn't affect change, he's like, "I'm out. Bye. Good night, Shinky. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow." Pam, good night. I think it's probably a good time for all of us to go get some sleep. I'm not really tired, but I should attempt to get some sleep. What time is it? 12:10. Julie, thank you. We love you guys, and all your questions are always welcome, whether you like the CEO, whatever you're voting, whether you like AMC, GameStop, Bed Bath& and Beyond, I will always do my best to tell you the truth based on filings, what the company is telling you, whether you wanna hear it or not. I can be bullish on companies, but I'm never gonna lie to you about what the filings say. That you can count on. Alright, guys, let's call it. Let's pop smoke, as my friend from, my faceless friend from Boston. Where is he now? DC? We're gonna pop smoke. If you hung around this long, I'm gonna leave you with a couple words. Risk, diversified portfolio. Spread your bets out. Don't hold one stock. Don't hold 2 stocks. Don't hold all speculative plays. There's a lot of blue chip stocks on sale. Look for deals. Be good to one another. Let people have their opinions. You don't need to hate on them about it. We're all in this to make money. Can't we all just get along? What else? Get in early. Get out early. Don't listen to price targets on YouTube or Twitter. Always be taking profits. I think that pretty much sums it up. If you got in if you saw a play too late, wait for the next one. I don't want you buying it on a run up at the top and then bag holding and second guessing yourself as it fades out. If you find that you have a habit of doing that, learn to pass on plays. There's always gonna be another one, trust me. Next week, tomorrow. Start learning when to wec blah. Start learning when to recognize when a play's just starting or if it's already ran up and your risk is amplified. And the final thing is have a sell price. If it starts coming down, get the fuck out, even if you lose 15%. Get out. Don't bag hold it all the way down. Alright, guys. I love you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your viewership. Thank you for supporting the channel. We will make money this year no matter what happens. Just follow those basic rules. And I will see you on the next one.